Steve and said that Steve won. It demonstrates that atheism here on the internet is a utter joke, and you're not really atheist, and I'm going to prove it today. That's why I'm taking my sweet old time before I play this video and show you what I'm going to show you today. Steve McRae is working for me. I'm not working for Steve. He's working for me.
Working for
I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute. So let me screen share this video. First of all, let me get the video ready.
Get DPR in here.
Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to screen share this.
Hold on just a second. I'm trying to send you.
And by the way, you guys don't got to agree with me. You can actually disagree with me.
Oh, thank you.
I'll take questions a little bit later.
Thank you for giving us permission to disagree with you.
Get down to the bottom of this. But my claim still exists. I don't believe in atheists, and I'm more than justified by it now. And Steve McRae, help me, and I'm going to show you why.
Hang out.
Present my screen to everyone.
Hang out Inception. I don't know where Steve is. I sent him a message.
This video that is in question. Well, not in question. This is one of the many things I'm
what
going to show you.
Is polytheism?
Talk about what exactly is polytheism. Yes, you can actually type that on YouTube and find out what it is. Oh, I didn't even spell this right.
Of course you didn't.
So anyway.
Why would you spell shit right?
Play this.
Welcome to the 1 Minute Apology. We interview the world's leading apologists to provide credible answers to curious questions.
So he's addressing something that no one else has brought up but him.
Many finite gods in the world. Finite godism believes there's one finite God beyond the world.
Did you guys hear that? Many finite gods. Let's play this again.
Welcome to the 1 Minute Apology. We interview the world's leading apologists.
At least it's only a minute, folks.
Curious questions.
That's a good thing. But he's going to play it 6 times because he has a comprehension problem.
Many finite gods in the world. Finite godism believes there's one finite God beyond the world. But
you know
there are
what?
many finite gods in the world. Usually they have domain.
You guys hear this, because we're not even really getting into this today.
I'm not showing his video. I'm showing his live chat.
They don't know what they're talking about. Now, this time I'm going to play the whole video. And I'm going to show you guys just how uneducated these people really are. Check this out.
This is going to be interesting.
We interview the world's leading apologists to provide credible answers to curious questions.
What is polytheism? Polytheism is belief in many finite gods in the world. Finite godism believes there's one finite God beyond the world. But there are many finite gods in the world. Usually they have domain over
finite gods.
It's divided up. Sometimes there's one super god among them, like Zeus, for example.
It's a pantheon.
It's called henotheism, but there's still a form of polytheism. Mormons are polytheists, at least the later revelations of Joseph Smith. So we have Wicca, we have paganism, neo-paganism, Mormonism, in the contemporary world. Polytheism is really on the rise. When God dies, the gods.
You know what I would like?
So in the wake of
I would like
God,
the people who adhere to these beliefs to describe their beliefs, not people outside of their beliefs.
That's a very good question. Hinduism has a lot of gods, and these gods are not supernatural. They're finite.
Hindu gods are actually supernatural, but okay.
Okay, I obviously have a whole lot more to show you than just some 1 minute video. Because when I go out to pwn someone, I'm going to pwn them into the ground.
He's going to pwn them. Oh man.
But so far,
can atheists believe in polytheistic gods?
Do you think that's the only thing? This is the only piece of evidence I have to go with this. Now remember, Steve McRae says he only rejects supernatural gods. This isn't difficult. I mean, even my cat over here understands this. If you only reject supernatural gods, then what kind of gods are you accepting? You are accepting what? Come on, you can do it. You only reject supernatural gods.
When did Steve say only?
Finite gods. How am I lying about Steve McRae when I say that Steve McRae believes that you can be an atheist and still and actually worship a god? I mean, obviously it can't be a supernatural god, but it could be a finite god.
Can you all hear this?
Just want that to settle in for a little bit.
So he's trying to make the argument.
Now and learn a little bit more about this, because I keep bringing up the New Age movement, and
so
I can hear it.
So sadly, G-Man has a misunderstanding. If he asks you a question, if you believe in a supernatural deity, and you say no, I don't, that by default means you do believe in a God that he did not ask you about. I'm not sure how he warped his brain to come to that conclusion, but that's what he's trying to describe now. Your guess is as good as mine as to how he did this, but supposedly this hangout, he's supposed to explain it, and it's centered around Steve, and I'm wondering where Steve is. So I don't know if he's jacking off in the corner or what's going on. So I'm going to play him again, or I'm going to continue playing him. Excuse me.
You can worship finite gods and still be an atheist?
No one has that position.
I couldn't find my video, but
of course you can. Oh, he couldn't find it.
Do a hangout.
He couldn't find the video.
I did a video last year, and I said that atheism. I said this, that atheism was the rejection of Christianity and Islam, and you all lost your stuff and went crazy in the comment section. Thumbs down my video, and you did all that stuff.
Oh, before I forget,
Steve McCrae says it, and it's true.
Steve McCrae did not say that. Again,
let's screen share the next video that I want you guys to see. Let me find it first. Which one? The next one I want to show you guys.
You see people in the side chat there are correcting him left and right.
Yet. We're gonna go to Wikipedia. Let's do that first.
Oh God.
All right. Let's do a quick screen share here.
This is comical.
I'm gonna share my screen again.
People are right. This is comical.
And hopefully all of you can see this.
Like, he has taken so much time.
Polytheism. What is polytheism? Let's just take a look at this here.
Oh, to watch G-Man's actual hangout, it's in my description. I put the stream that on his channel in my description.
Atheists say they believe in one less God than I do. Remember that, Bionic Dance? Remember that, Matt Dillahunty? Remember that, Aaron Raw? You were in Cult of Dusty. You worship one less God than me.
I find it funny that he was using someone else's position to find Steve,
which are usually assembled.
Do you notice that he keeps needing to bring up other people? Actually, let me pause this. He keeps needing to bring up Matt Dillahunty. He needs to bring up me. He needs to bring up Thaddeus to remark on Steve's position. It's something that I was saying earlier. He doesn't see a problem with that, because to him, all of our arguments are the same, and what needs to be consistent is not your positions that you've espoused, but your position for your respective group.
Right, and he even brings up Bionic Dance, and Steve has already said he and Bionic Dance disagree on some very fundamental things, including the definition of what atheism is.
And he skips over that. I don't know how many times I've had to correct him on the phone to tell him that Steve is not an atheist. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. Yeah, no, because you're not listening. You don't pay attention. It took me 10 minutes to tell him that he doesn't pay attention because he was too busy talking over me. They're not paying attention.
Okay, and mentally, okay, in nature.
He's on the Wikipedia page.
And pantheistic theologies. Polytheism is a type of theism. So if you hold to polytheism, you in fact have theism, in which I have to ask this question: how exactly are you an atheist? Now, Steve McCrae can troll you guys, but I'm not going to do it because
now she's trolling.
My argument all along, the atheists don't exist. And I knew all along that you guys believe in polytheism. Okay, but let's move on here. And by the way, you can't argue against me now because remember, Steve McCrae beat me. You only reject supernatural gods, remember?
So he can make up a category of God, but then not re-ask you the question and qualify it.
God, and in most cases, a transcendent polytheists do not always worship all gods equally, but they can be henotheists, specializing in the worship of one particular deity. Other polytheists.
Steve never said he believes in polytheism.
What the heck is this? Cathenotheists worshiping different deities at different times.
G-Man, like that, yeah. You see this? This is why I'm showing the side chat for folks. Well, the live chat on and G-Man's chat or channel rather.
Of the Abrahamic religions.
People are pointing out that he's making a straw man.
Force strict monotheism. In other words, God told everyone to get rid of their idols and everything. I can't wait till we get to our Bibles. And God
he is irritating to listen to.
What we're reading right now, and then tells you why atheism is stupid and why it says that the fool has said in his heart against God. We're gonna get to all of that, guys.
Oh man, let's get to it.
Then it says it is well documented in historical religions of classical antiquity, especially ancient Greek religion and ancient Roman religion. In other words, the Roman gods, or you got Roman emperors talking about they're a god. I'm not really sure how Julius Caesar or Nero or any of these people qualify as being supernatural gods, but they claim to be a god. And if you believe that that he was a god, then you was a theist.
No one here is claiming that
Nero can be a god, and you can be an atheist, and that goes against your own definition.
No one has said that at all.
And after the decline of the Greco-Roman polytheism and tribal religions, such as Germanic paganism and Slavic
Take your time and read, G-man. Take your time.
Okay. Important polytheistic religions practiced today.
Folks, if you're in my chat and his, ask him who has said that. Ask him who has stated, as an atheist, you can believe in polytheism and still stay an atheist. Ask him specifically what video, what timestamp.
Here right now. We're gonna go back here. I'm gonna stop screen sharing here.
This is ridiculous.
Keep going back to what Steve McRae
This is absolutely ridiculous.
Atheism is the rejection of supernatural gods. Okay, so what I want you guys to do here, I want you to imagine this, okay?
I just not understand that no one believes what he's saying because G-Man lies. Honestly, he makes shit up.
This isn't even a lie. This is a tangled web of nonsense.
These present all odds that a person can possibly fathom. Steve McRae is only saying.
He didn't say only. When did this only come in? That's what I want to know.
Because he's saying that atheism is the rejection of supernatural gods. These will represent supernatural gods, and this will represent polytheistic gods. When he says he doesn't believe in supernatural gods, gods are still real. How can you be an atheist?
Go ahead, Jade.
He'll say that all gods are ultimately supernatural.
Okay, how can you hear me? I mean, how can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Let's test that theory.
This is crazy.
Talk about the New Age, right?
What does the New Age have to do? Who is espousing these views?
I'm going to share my screen again.
Why?
Educate you people. Instead of me always like sitting here making fun of you guys. If you guys really don't know, okay? You really don't know. For years you've been told that it got.
Why is he going to the New Age movement now? Why is he mentioning all these other faiths that no one has espoused a belief in? Like you would think at some point he would realize that he's creating this giant hay man. At this point, it's a Burning Man. Like this is the Burning Man festival.
Could you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Drag?
Yep.
Oh, okay, just want to make sure. I'll mute myself now. I just want to make sure.
Okay. Listen to some more. Maybe he'll explain why he's starting the new Burning Man fucking concert.
Share here. So let's share my screen again. Wait a minute. What the heck did this happen? Okay.
Because New Agers call themselves gods. Oh, so they're figuratively they're gods.
New Age theology.
What's he sharing?
Which he knows nothing about.
Oh yeah, I don't think he's actually representing any other faith other than his own. Actually, he's not even representing his own faith, right?
He has no clue what the New Age movement was about, or probably when it started. He has created a straw man New Ager, and he puts everything on them. And yet there's a wide variety of beliefs in the New Age movement. And some New Agers don't believe in any gods. Some believe in a supernatural in the sense of spirits, but they don't believe in gods. You know, some believe in the Gaia hypothesis. You know, some believe we are all part of a Godhead. You know, all of our souls are part of one thing. Some people follow Native American traditions. A lot of them hybridize their traditions, borrowing a little from here, there, and you know, whatever works for them. Some of them borrow from Hindu religious beliefs. You know, some of them from Alan Watts. Some of them believe in a psychedelic kind of experience, sort of along the teachings of Don Juan and, you know, smoking peyote. You know, I was around when the New Age movement started, for goodness sakes, and I explored a lot of that stuff. So he is so totally clueless about what the New Age movement is.
Oh, that's no surprise. That is no surprise. It looks like he's reading from the wiki right now. So let's see how he connects his dots, these dots to what Steve has actually espoused.
As this all cosmic humanists, my bad, cosmic humanists necessarily believe that humanity can become attuned to all powers of his godhood by achieving unity of consciousness. Man, these people are crazy. Once we begin to see that we are all God, says Beverly Galia, that we have the attributes of God, then I think the whole purpose of human life is to re-own the God likeness within us, the perfect love, the perfect wisdom, the perfect understanding, the perfect intelligence. And when we do that, we create back to that essential oneness, which is consciousness.
What does this have to do with Steve?
Says, only unity of all can bring the well-being of all.
What?
So
what?
I just wanted you to hear it directly from the horse's mouth.
Well, where's Steve at then? What? Hearing it from the horse's mouth will be hearing it from fucking Steve.
I was told by Steve McRae, and I'm going to keep repeating this over and over and over.
You can keep lying over and over again.
Steve McRae is probably going to win a very prestigious award that I have at the end of the year.
You can't spell prestigious award, G-man.
Anyway, so the New Ager is claiming to be God and says that we are God and God is us, right? We need to get that oneness, right? And realize that them God-like characteristics in us, right? Let's look up what the word supernatural means here real quick, just so that I can educate Steve McRae here a little bit, okay? And I'm going to go to the dictionary because I'm not going to do it off memory, because Steve McRae is, and I got to give him his credit, he's a master. He is a master of semantics, okay?
So, you're just a moron at semantics. That's how that.
Let's look at the definition of this. Hold on.
Pull out the children's dictionary. What dictionary does he have? Does he have an adult one?
Let me find it myself, but
oh, he's looking up on his phone.
Give me a second here, guys.
Take your time, G-man. Take your time and think about it. Real nice, just nice and long. Just take your time. What has Steve said? How about we look at what he said verbatim?
Here we go.
And find out.
The definition of supernatural, of a manifestation or event attributed to some force beyond scientific understanding or the laws of nature. Wait, that sounds like the Big Bang to me. You know, the Big Bang is actually supernatural. He does believe in the supernatural. This is the definition of a manifestation or event attributed to some force beyond scientific understanding or the laws of nature. And to this very day, I keep asking.
If he wants to call it pre-nature, sure.
No.
Then that means it's
not
supernatural.
beyond the laws of nature. Holy
anyway,
fuck.
It's
just because we don't know something doesn't mean it's beyond the laws of nature. We don't necessarily know all the laws of nature. I mean, oh God.
This is fun. This is a rabbit hole, and it has many twists and turns. It's almost amazing to see how far he's taking an argument that someone didn't make and what he's turning it into. Oh God!
Go to Exodus chapter 20 here. A chapter in the Bible that atheists utterly hate, particularly on Iran. He did a whole seminar blasting the Ten Commandments.
I mean, it is on Iran.
Supposedly has no power in this comic book. He spent the better part of 3 hours of his time talking about that particular chapter. Anyway, so Exodus chapter 20. And it says, and God spake all of these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Now you remember when I read what polytheism was, and when you listen to what the
to what figurative or literal,
it was talking
gods.
About how
idols, idol gods, idol supernatural gods. Need some context.
Because God told the children of Israel to stay away from them type of gods, the polytheistic gods, the pagan gods, the gods of Wicca and all those things and whatnot. God told the children of Israel not to learn the detestable things that those people were doing. Okay? And they were supposed to worship the true and living God. And this is what he said to them. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Now, God is supernatural. What God is he talking about? He actually goes into detail about what he means by that. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers unto the children, unto the third and fourth generation.
Have to do with Steve's argument?
And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
Okay.
You know how many times God talks about, warns the children of Israel not to worship other gods? Let's look at what God calls a God.
What?
Remember, you're supposed to reject my claim. You're not supposed to make one up and reject it.
What?
All gods are not supernatural. Hopefully you got that so far. But Steve McRae says out of all the gods both these hands represents all the gods. He's just saying no supernatural gods. The other gods,
he hasn't spoken about, because he asked you. Well, hold on. Well, I love this. I remember that conversation because he asked you, "What do you want to call non-supernatural gods?" And G-Man wouldn't respond because he thought it was a trap. So if Steve couldn't answer the question, how does G-Man then assume his position on the topic? Like, what? Wow. This is interesting. Rabbit hole goes deeper, folks.
You were moderating and I was listening.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not making this stuff up. Like I specifically remember that exchange.
He was sitting there saying, "Give me a word," and G-Man's like, "I'm not going to give you a word because that's a trap." No, it's a trap only because you are full of shit, G-Man. That's why it's a trap.
They make a lovely video. What timestamp is this where G-Man's making this stuff up? So he's about 28 minutes. Yeah, about 28 minutes in.
Has Steve tried?
Steve tried to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Give me another one. What is so difficult about that?
Wait, say it again, Jay. You lagging out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said, Steve said, this is my definition. If you don't like that definition, give me another definition.
Yeah. And G-Man refused to give him that. So how do you... I'm genuinely baffled.
I have a suggestion. You could call it atheism, because it includes all gods, including corporeal gods.
I'm actually writing that down. Hold on.
Or you could say, if G-Man wants atheism to include corporeal gods, you could, I can't think of one right now, but you could make up a term for only believing supernatural gods.
It's actually something that I did, and I had a funny word for it too. I had a funny word, and it sounded like another funny word. One was for the corporeal ones, and then the other one for the non-corporeal ones, and then it got silly depending on what he wanted to describe, and so I had a different sounding word for each different thing.
Right. Well, you could, I don't know, atheist. I don't know. You could make up something. Just make up a word, stick with the words, and you know what? You could just call them Bob and Fred.
Yeah, there we go. Just use generic names. All right. Well, here we go. I'm just going to call this
Freddie.
that.
Wait, Bob and Charlie. Sorry, Freddie. Sorry.
Oh my goodness. Let me see what he's on about now.
You got these statues of Mary and these other statues and whatnot, and these other gods and whatnot, and they're bowing down and they're worshiping theism. And if you're saying that you can believe that and still be an atheist, there's something mentally wrong with
No one made that argument, G-Man, but you. What? Man, like, what's confusing?
Let's look at
the argument. Let's look at the argument that someone actually made. Let's do that.
One more scripture. We're gonna look at.
Okay, let's do that then.
Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 21. You slaughtered my children and offered them up to idols by causing them to pass through the fire. And we all know that in scripture, God tells the children of Israel not to make their children pass through the fire because that's what people was worshiping the false gods were doing.
Should have named this the Burning Man Hangout.
Right?
The Burning G-Man Hangout.
Oh, it was in Jeremiah. I was about to read and I'll just close it out.
That Hey Man has just
pretty much
evolved again.
Steve McRae saying
Yeah.
this represents all gods. There's polytheistic God, deistic gods. And I can't wait to show you the definition of deism. Atheists can believe in the deistic God? Oh, this is going to get good.
No one said that but you.
Shannon Rocky in here. Oh, God, this will be funny.
And Shannon Rocky's going to be like, who said that? That doesn't sound like Steve.
Contact Shannon Rocky and let her know what Steve McRae said because Steve McRae is just dumb. Yet all of
You know what?
Steve McRae never said it.
I grow up, I want to be just like Steve McRae, telling me what I actually believe. Wait, you are awesome.
Someone's a little upset that they didn't do well in that discussion.
I don't call him awesome. I think Steve McRae is crazy.
I'm sorry, but did his balls crawl back up? It was abdominal cavity for a minute.
I think so. Was that falsetto?
Yes, I think so.
It's sad that I know that. I think that's falsetto.
This reminds me of like an autistic meltdown. I'm autistic, and this reminds me of an autistic meltdown. It really does.
Sad. That's. Oh, my wife said he's talking about me now.
Oh.
That's not like anything as a mess.
Oh, he's imitating me.
Difficult to do that.
Oh, let me rewind it a little bit.
What atheism is.
Hold on.
Steve McRae didn't have a. I'm sorry, Dragnet didn't have a spine that day. But to be fair to Dragnet, I did say to him. But
well, no shit.
It doesn't take a long time to say, you know, Steve, or to put him in the side chat. You know, Steve, that's not like anything as a mess.
I wasn't a part of the fucking discussion. I'm moderating it. Why is my personal opinion being asked? Like, come on.
So anyway, I'm gonna screen share something else with you guys. So let me find it here.
How about we screen share Steve's argument?
I'm gonna show you polytheism.
I'm trying to contact Christopher Mowdy right now, actually.
Oh, you know what? I want to show you this one.
How about
screen share
Steve's argument?
You heard the guy talk about Wicca and paganism. I want to show you something here.
Did Steve mention that?
Steve's in the chat, by the way.
I sent him the link. He's being a bitch.
Gods out there. The only thing that's going to worship is supernatural gods, right? Steve McRae needs to go pick up a book on something real.
Steve has picked up quite a few
Let's
books.
see something here. Paganism. Check this out, guys. There is an array of groups and beliefs that fall under earth religion, such as paganism, which is a polytheistic, nature-based religion.
You know, if he put this much effort into listening to people, he might be half as dangerous as he thinks he is.
Plants and animals and humans possess a spirit. Wicca holds the concept of an earth as a mother goddess, as well as practice. Let's go to Wikipedia and read some more of this because this is some interesting.
Yeah, arguing against arguments you've never made.
I know Christians are cringing right now.
Like he into this straw man.
Something other than Christianity, because we all know they only reject that.
G-Man is a troll regurgitating what he barely reads. I don't think this is the real Rev News, but we'll see.
I misstated it in the chat. It's not a straw man. It's not even a scarecrow. It's death fight.
Oh, fuck.
God can't call the show no more, because once you get an argument that they can't beat, they
convinced himself that
make every excuse in the world why you can't call the show. Matt Dillahunty coming to my channel and me calling him late has absolutely, positively nothing to do with the atheist experience.
Well, maybe you pissed him off and he owns the show and he wants nothing to do with you. This is the kind of this is what I'm talking about with G-Man. He doesn't understand that the shit that he does and says has an impact on how people deal with him, and it is something that I kind of really started. It started to sink in for me when he pissed off Redline until he heard one of us mention it weeks later in the middle of the night with him on Skype and talked to him.
So anyway, he sits there and lets you dig a hole. And then he hangs up on you. That's what Matt Dillahunty does.
how Dillahunty runs his show, fine. Like that, he can be the show Nazi. It's his show, right?
Right.
But calling the man in the middle of the night is not a way to get in his good graces. Like if I did that, does D-Man think that I get, oh, hi, Dragon, I haven't talked to you in forever. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, so I'm going to wake my wife up as well and talk to you now because you desire an audience with me. Like he has the impact here is not even taken into account. He can't reflect upon what he does and what he had said to people. And so it's funny because when I was talking to him about the shit that he and rather than acknowledging the shit that he actually said and how really sexist and offensive it was and inappropriate, not telling him what he was doing was inappropriate. And so I'm like, G-Man, you're a grown ass. Why should we be telling a 40-year-old man that his behavior is inappropriate? And so it's just one of those limitations that he has that he cannot, for the life of him, understand that his behavior has. Why I refuse to with him. But let's see what he's talking about now.
You're supernatural God.
No one said that.
That's the only way.
Can you guys hear me now?
I can.
I can hear you.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get some water and let you guys chew on that for a little bit.
I mean, I think it's cute.
For those of you who don't know, I started late today because I went running and I came back and came back very dehydrated. And I'm really thinking about not running no more of these marathons.
Good, you suck.
I don't know. What do you guys think? You think I should continue to practice for these things, or you think I should stop?
I think. Well, actually, no.
I did
continue. No, please continue. You need something to be good at in life because this is pitiful. This is pitiful.
Like you guys really need to think about some of the stuff that comes out of your mouth.
So it's been almost 40 minutes.
Oh, atheism is a rejection of supernatural gods. I was thinking about playing a clip from Bionic Dance, Matt Dillahunty, Arnold Rock,
why?
Richard Dawkins, and all the top atheists here on the internet.
Why?
That they believe in one less God than I do.
Who cares?
And then play Steve McCrae saying he only rejects supernatural gods.
Okay, that's Steve McCrae's position. Why does he need to kowtow to what other people say?
Benny Hill music on it. I might actually do that because it'd be pretty funny.
Okay.
Now,
somebody put a hashtag in his hangout. We are Steve McCrae. Hashtag we are Steve McCrae.
Do you know what the Bible says that the fool has said in his heart that there is no God? Let's go to Romans chapter 1.
You mean Rev News, Steve?
Oh my God. You guys can have a rough time refuting this without being intellectually honest. First of all, you're gonna have to drop the Steve McCrae argument. That's the first thing that you gotta do.
Jason's channel. Jason, are you talking about Rev News? What do you mean, Jason?
To even have a hope. And you know what?
I don't talk to him like that. I don't talk to Rev News like that, man.
You tell them that
you do a better job of getting contact. Like he'll pop up in my live chat every so often. That's not the real Rev News.
Will throw you out the room for trolling.
Yeah, that's not the real Rev News. I went and checked it. I'll look at it again just in case. But Rev News appeared in my chat, and that was him. But this is a fresh account.
No, I'm not going to get preachy.
A troll account.
I want to show you why you guys always see has said in his heart there is, because there's a reason for it. All right.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, he wasn't here. I mean, if I'll invite Rev in. But Steve, I mean, it would help if you were in here.
When our Catholic friends that watch this channel sit here and they say, "Well, they were just talking about atheists. They were talking about other religions out there."
Spells his name real fucking weird.
Okay, you telling yourself that.
People
so anyway,
saying they're coming to your channel.
Rev News, Jason. I'll add that one.
Here is it, verse 16. Verse 18.
You have good reason to worry, Lolly. Good reason.
Okay, let's start from verse 18. And it says, "For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men, who hold the truth in unrighteousness. Because that which they be,
I'm not sure what there is to
that which may be known
address. Like he's talking about everything else but what you've actually said.
Unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even as eternal power.
He's been talking for
so that they are without excuse.
40 minutes, about more than 40 minutes.
God, they glorified him
and
not as God,
this entire time, he hasn't actually like addressed your argument.
Vain in their imaginations. I know you went to the bathroom, cat. You need to bury your poop and stay. Because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were they thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like corruptible man, and birds, and four-footed beasts.
Oh my goodness.
Then God gave up on you. Verse 24. He gave up on you and just gave you over to your foul desires. It says right here in verse 25. Verse 24, I'm sorry. Wherefore God gave them up to uncleanness.
What does this have to do
to dishonor their own
with
bodies,
the argument that Steve has made?
And worship and serve the creature or the creation more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen.
Okay, finally. So
Amen, brother.
Let's talk about Steve's actual argument. Hello, Steve.
Hey!
How you doing there?
Oh, just Jim Dandy. So I told him to his face? Wait.
Wasn't a debate.
I've never met you, man. Does he not know what face-to-face means?
Supernatural. And atheism is the rejection of supernatural God, because if you're not supernatural, you're not a God. According to who? Where is these people getting their information from?
Let me. All right, go ahead.
Real quick. To anybody who's listening to this who's a theist or knows a theist program, such as Christian Anarchists, such as Rev News, there's a half a dozen of them. Even, you know what, the Council of Google Plus, I don't care. Anybody that's a theist channel, let me know. I will be happy to come on there and explain my position. I've done it numerous times on Drags. We all know it by now. I would rather go on a theist channel where they can chastise G-Man for a straw manning me and literally bearing false witness. So if you know a channel, it doesn't have to be big or anything, just a Christian channel or a theist channel, the bigger the better, obviously. Let me know. Let's get a hold of them. And of course, somebody who knows me, like Jason Rev News, he knows me, or Christian Anarchist. I'm all fine for that, because I would like to get my point across in a theist platform to show that G-Man is seriously breaking the 9th commandment here, because he is attributing things to me that I don't believe. I have never made any of these arguments. I've never made any of these positions. I've never said anything of the sort. Everybody who's ever been in here said I've never said anything of the sort. Even Stizer, who's drunk most of the time, recognized I've never said anything of the sort. So help me out, guys. Find me a theist channel where I can actually go on there. Maybe General Han Solo's, maybe? I don't know. But I want to go see. So it's out there, guys. Help me out. Find me something if you could.
Or Wayne.
Do that for me. Wayne, yeah. His channel's a little bit smaller, but yeah, I mean, I guess so. It's better than nothing. I'll take it if yeah. Yeah. So can somebody arrange that for me? Because I mean, I don't want to like.
Let's see what he's saying. Evidently, he's bringing up the dictionary again, according to my wife.
Supposed to be an educated person. So anyway, here look. G-Logic Volume 8. Live G-bunking. I'm sorry, live G-bunking. Okay?
If you click on it, you'll hear yourself.
G-Logic Volume 7.
Oh my God, he's got 24 dislikes.
Yeah.
4 likes.
Oh, here's another G-Man video.
So wait a minute. So I don't get this. He only has 4 likes. So it's not even like people like downvoting his video. He only has 4 people that agree with him.
And there are more than that in the chat.
Wow. I got a G crush on him.
Evidently so.
Evidently.
I don't know. But anyway, let's find the video where
my phone just went off.
Dummy got together and had that discussion. I believe it was this one right here. G and Steve discussion.
I didn't give you permission to do that.
Now,
just popped over that Blackjack has asked him one question. Where did Steve say this, by the way? Good question, Blackjack. I have no idea, because I can pretty much guarantee right now I've never said this or made this argument.
Okay, Kakashi
Hatake from Naruto.
person he is having a discussion with. He gets up and leaves the room. Yeah, I can do that because my speakers are very loud. And has other conversations on his phone. Yeah, I was doing that because Steve McRae wanted to talk about the audience and everything but the topic that we got in here to talk
because
about.
he wasn't talking about the topic. I gave him ample opportunity to present his evidence against me. He didn't have any. What was I supposed to talk about?
Because he believes that you can believe that polytheism is true, right?
I've never made such an argument. That's a ridiculous.
Yeah, the question is going, okay, this person here didn't correct Steve. He didn't correct Steve.
Can I?
Looks like the eyes have it.
Literally said he had a video of you saying something, and then he played the video, and you never said it in the video that he showed.
Most of it was him playing parts that he was talking. But let me clarify for the audience: if you're in any way confused on this, which by the way you shouldn't be, if you're confused on this, something's seriously wrong, and I do kind of feel sorry for you. Polytheism means belief in multiple gods, which is a form of theism, because theism is a belief in one or more gods. I am not a theist. And if you believe in one or more gods, you, in any real sense of the word, cannot be an atheist. Again, and I say that to clarify, you can call yourself whatever the hell you want. I don't care. But to me, an atheist cannot believe in a God that's a contradiction. I don't think anybody out there would say that I'm wrong on that. If you do, please let me know. I will be happy to have a conversation to you about that with you. Anybody, Jay, am I wrong on that? Would you disagree with me, or do you agree that if you believe in one or more gods, hence polytheism, which would be more than one god, it really makes no sense to call yourself an atheist? That to me is a contradiction. Would you agree?
Yes. Yeah.
There you go. So anybody that disagrees with me, please let me know, because I do think you're an idiot if you do. No offense, but I'll be happy to talk to you about it. But I don't think anybody would. Who the hell would disagree with that? Your audience is pretty smart, Drag. They're not stupid like that.
Well, I don't know if you guys remember, but I actually posted links to scanned versions, the original and a redone one, 1837, of a book that was written in 16-something, I forget, where they first used the word theism. The first time ever that they've been able to find in English where the word theist was used. And right under that is the word atheism. And atheism well, did you mind if I just read this briefly?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay. And these are they who are strictly and properly called theists, who affirm that a perfectly conscious, understanding being or mind existing of itself from eternity was the cause of all other things. And they, on the contrary, who derive all things from senseless matter as the first original, and deny that there is any conscious understanding being, self-existent or unmade, are those that are properly called atheists. That's 16-something. I can't remember what. But 1678.
Makes perfect sense to me.
That's the first use of the word theist, and right underneath it has atheist. Of course, atheist goes back even further because it had different meanings. I mean, Christians were once called atheists because they didn't believe in the Roman gods. But if you're talking about English and you're talking about the English tradition, this is a book from 1678. It predates the earliest dictionary in English. So there's a long history of the word theist and theism meaning a supernatural god, and atheist believing in no supernatural gods.
And that's how I generally use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm not. I don't understand this. Everybody uses it this way. Jade uses it. Drag uses it this way. What I'm saying is not contentious. Why is he going after me on it when everybody believes this? Anybody who thinks that you can believe in a God, right, and still be an atheist, I would like to talk to you because I don't understand how that's possible. Try to explain it to me. I'm not advocating for that. I've never advocated for that. Yet G-Man's going around telling people that's my position. That's just ridiculous. So what I'm going to do, Drag, how about I make a video explaining to people that G-Man is now polytheist?
I mean, go for it. If he feels inclined to create all kinds of shit based on this. I mean,
Well,
why not?
According to what he's saying, he is a polytheist.
That's my point.
Yeah.
I would
go for it. Yeah. I don't think he understands. Well, I don't think he understands a lot of things. I don't think implications of what he's saying.
That's the greatest part. I don't even have to make shit up. According to his argument, which has nothing to do with mine, it's completely tangential to mine, actually. But according to his argument, he is a polytheist. So why don't we make a video about that? Since he's making videos about me claiming I'm an atheist, I'm a polytheist. I mean, what? I don't know what the hell I don't believe should believe anymore. One day I wake up, I'm an atheist according to him. The other day I wake up and I'm a polytheist according to him. Explain this to me.
Well, you're just inconsistent.
No kidding, right? I'm the Brett Keane of the Great Debate community.
And the funny part about it.
No, don't go there. Don't go there.
God.
Is the part that he played over and over again that actually might have been misconstrued, might have been a misunderstanding because you were making a hypothetical statement. If you believed in a dog, that doesn't make you a belief in a supernatural being.
Right.
He wants to sit there and say, well, there's natural gods. Well, how is being once it's natural, it's no longer supernatural, and it's not saying it's a god is not meaningful. Has no meaning. It does not.
That's exactly what I said.
And that was your whole argument, and that was the end of it. And that was like, well, if he had just accepted that and said, okay, I made a mistake, but he can't do that because then he loses his argument. So
I had two really good rebuttals for this. One, if Drag calls his wife a goddess, that does not make him a theist. It's just ridiculous. Nobody in the right mind would call him a theist if he considered his wife a goddess, because in his mind eyes he's using it as a metaphorical. It's a relationship thing, right? Second of all, if Drag, God forbid, actually his parents named him God, which actually would have been a slight improvement from his actual name, but I'm kidding, Drag. But if they would have named him God, if you believed he exists, according to G-Man, you are now a theist.
If you can make sense of this shit, dude, I'll just agree with it. Just on fucking fiat. Like
am I right? Is that literally what he's arguing? Because that's what I'm getting out of this. If your name was God, and I believe you exist, then I'm a theist. By the way, hey, Jason is actually in the live chat. Hey, Rev, hey, channel, because you're a theist and you're a theist I respect. I want to go on your channel for a hangout. I know you don't do many live feeds, but you do occasionally. And I want to have a special interview with you. I'll give you full thing where I get to state my correct position and point out that G-Man is misrepresenting mine, and that is not very Christ-like. And I won't be derogative. I won't be offensive, but I will point out that this is not something that looks good for Christianity as a whole, right? And I respect Rev News as a Christian, right? We've always got along. But I think that as a brother in Christ, Rev News is probably cringing at the shit that G-Man is saying about this, because not only is he completely off base from any kind of rational theological or philosophical point of view, he's absolutely misrepresenting my position, and that is something you should never do in any kind of discussion, dialectic, or especially in the Great Debate community. It's actually one of the rules in the Great Debate community. You don't strawman people. But Rev, do you think that we can arrange something like that? Would that be possible? He's in your live chat right now. I just saw him. It is the real one.
Actually trying to send him an invite so he can speak for himself. But yeah, that is the real Rev News. What the hell?
Check.
Revelations nude. What the hell? Oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm trying to get an invite.
It's not Thick Shades. That's actually the real Rev.
No, that is the real Rev. The one in G-Man's chat might be Thick Shades. Might be.
That might be Thick Shades. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's see what he's saying now, because he seems
even Thick Shades was telling G-Man to knock his shit off and stop lying.
Yeah.
Thick
but
Shades.
I mean, he's not a real Christian brother anymore because he won't agree with G-Man. That's the litmus test, folks, to being a true Christian, agreeing with G-Man. Because if he don't see you as one, you ain't one.
Religion here on the
wow, no true Christian right there. Huh?
That's how bad it is right now. Predictions? That's theist, my friend.
I don't know if Red even heard what I said.
Comes true. I see people who study the weather all the time say it's going to rain and it don't rain. I mean, winds 100 miles per hour, 100 miles per hour, and it doesn't do it.
Can I even get acknowledgement from Reb? Did he hear what I said, or I don't know?
So what's my argument? My argument is this. Now, I already showed that Steve McRae doesn't understand what he's talking about. So let's get back to reality here.
Clearly, I don't.
Are there people that exist that believe that there is no such thing as a God or gods? So let's get to this argument now. Okay? Some of you are sitting here, you're saying, man, I don't believe in any gods. I don't believe in your God. I don't believe in the Muslim God. I don't believe in Krishna. I don't believe in Thor. I don't believe in Zeus. All right, let's get back to normal. That's what you claim you don't do, right? My argument is that you do believe that my God exists. Let's get to my God right now. Steve McRae believes my God exists. Platinum believes my God exists. J.D. King believes my God exists. Obviously, Fiona believes my God exists, and Jade believes my God exists. I mean, in order for them to be what they claim that they are, they have to believe.
This is disgusting. I'm out.
My God exists, but they're going to argue against me anyway.
Not sure right? What's disgusting. It was said.
The proof that my God exists is this.
I mean,
you know that he exists.
I find Rev to be an interesting guy. He'll go out of his way to chastise people who aren't in his circle, but then when you ask him if he's done the same within that circle, he won't respond. Because I asked him that earlier and I never got a response. So once Rev can practice some of the humility and some of the the respect that he desires from other people, I'm not going to pay any attention to him, because it's just like, come on, like if you are that fucking biased, don't talk to me. I have no problem saying that, all right, maybe Drad's going to, or maybe the layoff. That's fine. But that needs to be reciprocated. Like, you need to actually, represent something of what you're trying to tell other people to be. But I don't like it. And it's sad. I'm sure Rev's a nice guy enough, but I think he's full of shit on a lot of stuff. This is one of them. He won't actually go after his Christian brothers like he will people he disagrees with. And if he does love G-Man, he'll pull him by the fucking collar. He'll pull Shanny by the fucking collar. But I have not seen him do that. And trust me, enough people have been watching some of these chats to see him trying to come at me. Yeah, that is the real Jason. I looked at it.
That's real Jason.
He'll come at me with that, and I'm like, okay, sure, do your part, and have no problem meeting you halfway. No response. Yes, Jade. Yeah. Oh,
Shani said in his, I'm not lying when I find G-Man as a beautiful man. She wants that black dick, dude. Bad. I have never seen somebody so
desperate.
Oh my God, is she like
that's
Jonesing, dude? You had a perfect term for it this morning, and I was thinking about it. I couldn't remember what the hell you said. You had a perfect. What'd you call it when she was like had a dry spell or something? And what? Oh my God, you had this perfect thing for it. I can't remember what it was.
I don't remember, dude. Like, I might say shit like that. It's off the head.
And I can't remember.
What was it? Because it was funny as shit.
It was.
I'm gonna have to go back now and find that video. Damn it.
Jackie, go ahead.
Oh no, I haven't been watching. I just got the link from the live chat. What's the subject?
Shiny for Christ is like really hard hitting on G-Man. It's kind of strange.
Oh, are we? Okay. I don't mean to be a goody two shoes, but if this hangout is about getting personal with people, then I'm out.
Have you been to Drag's channel before?
It will a little bit. I'm more interested in the straw man that he's continuously creating, because he's adding more straw to it. And so earlier today was a Hey Man, and now we're at the Burning Man concert with all the stuff.
Jackie, do you remember the movie? What was that
Wicker
called?
Man.
Wicker Man. Do you remember the Wicker Man? Great movie. If you
I don't
It's
know.
a terrible movie.
Fuck you.
That movie
was great.
I've never even heard of it.
It was so bad. It was good.
Yeah, that's all you need to know, that it's terrible.
It was so bad. It actually came full circle. It was not bad. It was good. So, Jackie, they
is it like one of those really bad B movies?
Yeah.
It's so bad that it's good.
It's worth watching. But they wrecked this big old wicker thing that looks like a man. It's an
Wicker Man.
Yeah, it's called the Wicker Man. It's huge. Well, that's minuscule compared to what G-Man's been doing, what he's been saying about me, because he has said I've said so many things that I've never said. I don't even know what the hell's going on anymore. I went literally from being I went from an atheist an agnostic one day to an atheist to next. Now I'm polytheist, according to him.
Yeah, like he's gone from apparently Zeus is now natural. Is where G-Man's at now.
So during the hangout between you and G-Man, when you guys were going back and forth on atheism and whatnot, I honestly wasn't paying attention.
Neither was G-Man.
Yeah. Can I just add one thing here? I would like to suggest that everyone watch the original Wicker Man movie.
The original Wicker Man's good.
Wicker Man? Wait, how do you spell that? Is that
the Nicolas Cage. Find the original Wicker
W-I-C-K-E-R Man.
Oh, okay.
They are different movies in a lot of ways.
Yeah, the original is much better.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that G-Man called me during one of his hangouts? Like the hangout that he did after the debate between Steve and G-Man.
Wasn't a debate.
I'm quote debate.
I don't see no air quotes.
Whatever.
Turn on your camera.
I don't want to turn on my camera. But yeah. So he asked me like who won, and I was completely honest with him. I was playing Pokemon and glancing at the live chat every so once in a while, but I really wasn't paying attention. However, from what I've heard, there's a huge semantics debate going on. Like he's because he asked me about the definition of atheism.
Nobody fucking cares.
Pretty much, right. I'm gonna go with that. Nobody fucking cares.
This
not
whole
that confusing.
thing.
I don't know why it's so. If
you want a condensed version of this, Jackie,
he
didn't understand what Steve's position was based on an assumption G-Man himself made about Steve's role in the debate that G-Man had with Keefe's, aka Thaddeus. So that has now transmogrified it fucking self into this gigantic fucking straw man that was at one time resolved, but has now gone to the depths of G-Man not being able to accept the fact that he was mistaken and wrong, flat out.
Recycled news, right?
Yeah, I don't know why he even brought it up again, except that
he resurrected it recently. That's why.
Yeah, he wasn't getting the results he wanted from Kate. You know, Kate basically
said, I was there for that.
Yeah, so she just basically said, "Yeah, I don't know what the hell G-Man's talking about," and she was spot on. She, she gained a little bit more respect in my eyes, and so he had to move it to somebody else, right? And I guess I was this next target in the line.
I mean, I don't after your divorce from him.
I know. I wanted a divorce. Is this his way of trying to get back to me? Is it like what the couples do? I mean, I was still going to talk to him.
Like the jilted lover.
But,
yeah, this is after the denial phase, and now he's going back to like the anger phase.
Oh,
he did that hangout. He said, didn't he say he wasn't going to mention me and you and anyone else in New York, and he was just going to I'm pretty sure I heard him say that. But then, like, not even 24 hours later,
he's said my name about how many times has he said my name in the last 3 days?
Oh God, as much as he complained about me talking about him, he said your name. Like that's why when people go, oh, you're still talking about G-Man. Well, yes, G-Man still talks about other people like watching me talk about G-Man. It's a fucking cycle.
Yeah, we say his name a lot because we're referring back to him, but he's about making these stupid ass videos saying that we're saying things we never said.
If he wasn't stupid, I'd find something else to talk about because I do have other videos I've not uploaded with me reacting to trending videos, which I still need to upload. So, I know, but I've been so busy with this.
Drag, we're missing out on Ronnie. We haven't had a good Ronnie shit fest in a while, man.
Ronnie hasn't made anything worth noting.
But that's what's funny. He's actually been deleted. He deleted something that I wanted to keep, and now I have to. Do we have to ask him? Because he said if anybody asks me, I'll undelete something. Well, I need to ask him to undelete his last hangout because in his last hangout, he said, demigods are, in the second to last one, I actually recorded that one. He said demigods are not supernatural.
Yeah, accept that.
What? A demigod is the offspring of a god and a human, or somebody who's obtained spiritual deification after death. I consider both those to fall in the realm of supernatural.
Again, you heard that? That was a Skyrim reference there, Drag.
There you go.
I'm leaving it alone. I'm leaving it alone.
Yeah, you know, I was doing fine until I took an arrow to the knee.
Fuck you.
3 people get that.
Fuck you out of here.
Steve, fuck you.
Jackie gets it. Jackie, don't take an arrow to the knee.
Jackie. What?
Oh.
Don't ever take an arrow to the knee. It hurts.
Oh God. So let me see what he's talking about now.
He's talking about you. He's going over to watch your video. He's going over to watch your video right now.
My channel must be interesting.
Hey, look at this, guys. Veganism and global warming.
Well, yeah. No.
For fuck's sake.
I had a with Reginald Finley. We talked about veganism.
You show me one video of dude to fight against him, and this dude's in the military, or used to be in the military. Are you serious? Anyway,
now he's dissing your military career.
Oh man.
Video games.
All kinds of shit on my channel.
What do you?
What? This dude's a troll.
You're a troll.
I'm glad he scrolled through like what a fraction of my channel and has determined like the entire content of anything that I've ever done.
So that's another word that he doesn't know what it means, does he?
No, he has no idea.
Really
he picked that up from me at some point.
He has no idea what troll means.
No. And Arcane's so lucky I can't comment because I tell him I'd fuck his mother again. Just to piss him off. I don't know why. I don't know why me telling him that makes him angry. Like I've never seen his mother. I don't know. Are you serious, Drag? What? Am I serious about what? You gotta be very specific. There's a lag. I'm not sure why. What's his obsession? Well, I do know his obsession with bionic dance. Never mind.
I don't.
I do know.
I
have an idea.
I kind of.
I think we can guess. I find a lot of atheists follow veganism as if it's a religion. Yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to talk to Reggie. I mean, was Arcane in the military? I doubt it.
Apostate makes a good point. As a polytheist, G-Man is not only misrepresenting Steve, but actual polytheist. There you go, Apostate. You know what? You need to get your polytheist brothers and get them together and sisters, and you need to go over and you need to set G-Man straight.
I can pass you an invite, Apostate, and we can talk about it. Just saying. But let's see what he's laughing about now. I'm curious.
Exactly. Just stating the facts.
Well,
so
I don't know why he's keep relating me to. He relates me to Bionic Dance, Matt Dillahunty, Jacqueline Glenn.
Because you're an atheist.
TJ Kirk. I was like, it's like I don't know how I get thrown into that group.
Oh wait, is this video that we're watching live?
You know it is. Steve. We all look the same.
I'm thrilled. Is that what it is?
Not
according to Steve McRae.
G-Man live here.
G-Man is live.
It's a live chat.
So wait, according to Steve McRae, what again, G-Man? I'm sorry, what? According to Steve McRae, what?
Understand? You see what's going on here?
I love when he says, according to Steve McRae, one, like I'm an authoritative figure in this shit. Who the fuck listens to me? Second of all, he gets it wrong.
Well, you are the owner of the great
debate. Mormonism in their magic underwear. Okay?
Oh, now you're Mormon.
I'm now back to being Mormon. And I'm an Orthodox practicing Jew, don't forget.
And an atheist.
And an atheist?
I have Lyrical Rhino on my channel 3 different times telling you what these people actually believe.
Lyrical Rhino never told
There's a Mormon temple down the street. I'll interview them and have them tell you what they believe about the magic underwear. So he got that.
What does he mean by magic underwear? Like
doesn't understand
the temple garments.
I know what he's.
We know your secrets.
It's not magic. Good Lord.
There's nobody that says they're magical.
No, that's what people say who are trying to, make fun of Mormons. There's nothing magic about it.
No, but he actually believes that Mormons believe that they are magical, that they have a magical property.
G-Man believes that they will stop bullets, knives, fire, all the other
I think they are flank retarded.
Demons. They stop demons.
Yeah.
You got
to stop those succubi.
If you got to worry about demonic attacks,
no, you don't.
You don't want to stop succubi. That's good. Jacqueline is kind of hot. I think Jacqueline is hot. Actually.
Do you actually know what happens, like with the lore behind succubus? Do you know what happens?
Yes.
I've never really had a chance to interact with one that I'm aware of.
So if you interact with a succubus, I found this out a few years ago. She will extract your seed from obvious activity from said region of your body, but that will go inside of her and actually turn her into an incubus, and then that incubus will then go and interact with that.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, the woman.
He will then go and have his way with you. Basically.
No. That you can't have that. That's wrong. No.
Yeah, it turns into an incubus, a male version, when it gets semen.
By the way, you talk about hot atheist. Can I make a little announcement?
Go for it.
Okay. I have a really hot atheist who's very attractive, very sweet, very nice, but she is taken, guys. So too bad. But her name is Rachel Oates. She's becoming very popular in the atheist community. She's very articulate. Her videos are exceptional, and she's going to be my guest next Wednesday at 2:00 p.m. Pacific time. There you go. So if you know who she is, great. If you don't, you will. We're gonna talk about some stuff and push her channel. She's got like 6,000 subs or something like that, 5,000 subs. But she's really nice. I think you guys are gonna really like her. I hope that she gets more involved in the Great Debate community. I think she will. So let's be nice to her. She's really awesome. If you guys haven't found her channel yet, so
is she related to the man on the oatmeal box? Because his hat scares me.
No, I don't think so. No.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard of her?
The name sounds familiar. I'm not sure if you or someone else mentioned her, but name does sound familiar.
And the other thing is Wednesday morning, 9:30 Pacific time, will be Fuzz Rana and Bill Ludlow. Everybody's kind of welcome. We're going to it's going to be, let me know if you want an invite. I know RJ wants in, and I think Jade. It's going to be kind of a moderated but free form. I'm going to be asking both of them already questions. They both have questions already, and then we're going to kind of talk about it as a group. And then hours later that day, the same day at 2:00, we have Pastor Kenny Rhodes. He's from Reasons to Believe as well. He's never been with us before. He's going to be joining us because he really liked the way we talked to Fuzz, and he wants to find some atheists to actually have debates with. He seems really nice, and I've been really liking.
What's his professional background?
I believe he's a professional theologian.
Oh, okay. So
he wrote a book.
We should probably grab Joe Sansi to interact with him.
Already on you. I've already invited Joe. He's and if you can make it on that morning, if not, it'll be another time. But Joe does want to engage with him. I'll invite General and other people as well. So that's on Wednesday. Yeah.
All right. Let me see what Yahoo is doing.
They can't make a single point just blowing smoke. That's a lie.
He's reading comments and getting upset.
Take a look at this whole video. You see what I'm talking about.
I won't look at the comments too. I haven't been over there. I'm going back. What is it?
So
43 freaking dislikes. Holy cow!
I'm gonna try to do more Google Hangouts, guys. I got this new laptop because of my G podcast supporters. Gonna be talking about some different topics on here.
Oh, really?
But I just wanted people to know what my position was, because on that channel I was badly misrepresented. And
when?
Wow. He presented his own damn position, and he's saying he's misrepresented.
I didn't present his position. He did, and he was misrepresented of his own position. That
he was
presented.
I tricked him. Wait, I tricked him.
Christ!
I tricked him.
Drag out this guy.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
I lie about nothing, Stephen Grant. I ain't breaking the ninth commandment.
You did lie.
You think you understand what the ninth commandment is?
He did lie. Like his whole video.
So he misrepresented. Wait, his argument was misrepresented, and yet he's the only one that gave his argument.
Someone sabotaged him in that hangout.
Seriously. So I don't really got nothing else to say about this, and I thought that somebody was going to want to come in here and talk to me.
You blocked everybody.
You blocked everyone.
He either blocked everybody, or he has that weird, stupid-ass condition where you have to add him on Skype, and there ain't no way in hell I'm adding G-Man on Skype, because my Skype is my real name.
Steve never said that, right?
Stephen McCrae says that atheism is a rejection of supernatural gods. Well, you got polytheistic gods polytheists that worship finite gods. Are you telling me now that you don't worship supernatural gods?
What does it matter? Finite or infinite? You could have a finite, a non-immortal supernatural god.
He doesn't understand that at all.
No, I messaged that to him. I explained to him, finite doesn't mean natural.
Right.
He doesn't get it.
I believe that you can be a polytheist and
There
still
are
be an
Greek
atheist.
gods that were not
Yeah,
immortal.
only a theist experience. I will take that conversation. I will put it on my YouTube channel
Oh, for
and
fuck's sake.
laugh at you as well as the atheist experience, laughing at you and hanging up on you for trolling the show. You know what, Steve McGray? Why don't you call the atheist experience?
You know what? I probably should. I should probably tell them that this is G-Man has the dumbest fucking argument of all time.
Well, you better call the atheist experience. Matt Dillahunty owes you $20.
I know.
And tell them that atheism.
I'll
is
call
an
tomorrow,
objection
or
to
not tomorrow,
God.
next Sunday.
That's it.
I might call. I might call. Let them know. They're of the funniest argument they've ever heard from anybody.
Oh, no. It gets better. Check this out.
That G-Man is going around well, I don't think they're that much interest in that. I really don't.
Hold on a minute. Invite Matt Flick to your channel and tell him, look, I can believe in polytheistic gods.
Oh, Matt Slick, you're right. Maybe I should. I could talk to Matt
He's
Slick
already
about
agreed
this.
to come onto the GDC channel, hasn't he?
No.
He's been on the
Well, he has, but he also said he'd be back.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, she's on my side. Go back on her YouTube channel and tell her that
Matt Slick
you
know
just
what?
followed G-Man. He is not on G-Man's side on
No.
anything.
I will go on Council Google Plus next
She
time.
rips you to shreds.
Matt Slick has a hangout. I'll bring this up.
No. I got a better one. Tell Coda Dusty
Go
that.
ahead. Oh, Call of
No,
Dusty.
I got a better one. When Richard Dawkins, if Richard Dawkins ever comes to your
I know
channel,
Call of
you get like
Dusty.
1 million subscribers or whatever, tell him that. Tell Joe Rogan that too. Put in Joe Rogan and tell Joe Rogan that you can be a polytheist and still be an atheist. And explain to him what polytheism is.
Nobody's making that argument, G-Man. You dumb man.
So I just sent a message to Bionic Dance on Skype. Since he wanted to bring Bionic Dance in here, I'm going to show her that discussion between you two.
Oh my God. You know, Steve, I hope you win. I really hope you win my award because, oh, by the way, guys, if you don't know,
She's offline right
we're
now.
going to be handing out an award at the end of the year. And whoever wins is going to get like a $50 donation from me. We're gonna
Oh, man.
Hey, I win. I'm happy to win.
Okay.
Fuck yeah. I'm down. You guys gonna give me $50? Fuck yes. Oh, by the way, Jake Herder, I want to thank him if I can real quick. He actually upped his Patreon, and I was really appreciative of that. So thank you, Jake.
I'm going to show everybody why
And
I
Lamed
think
student
that
to the
he might win,
Patreon
too.
as well. Thank you, Lamed,
There's
for
only one person
everything.
can win, so.
And the Patreon too.
Now we got Dragnet. The Dragnet sat there
And
and did
Nicola.
nothing.
He's in here too. He's in Patreon. Thank you, Nicola.
And then
You fucking idiot. I'm moderating this shit. Why am I getting in it?
I'm pretty sure that we got some.
This is the shit that I'm talking about. I'm not going to fucking coddle you.
Find them, or secular. It doesn't have to be an atheist.
Oh my goodness. What part of that did he understand? I told him I wasn't going to be in it.
Everyone, we're going to hand out this award, and I'm going to hand out. See, Red Line's award is a joke. Red Line award ceremony is a joke. You win
That's
an
the most
award
popular
and
one of
you
them all.
That's the whole damn point of it, is that it's
That's the
a
whole point. It's a
joke.
joke. That's a compliment, G-Man. It's supposed to be a joke. You fucker.
They're already trying to give it to Antonio. And guess why they're trying to give it to Antonio? It's nothing to do with his education. They want to
Does
give
he
it
eat
to
paint
Antonio.
chips?
Figure out how to put headphones on?
Because he licks lead paint? Yeah.
Argue his argument on his YouTube channel. What does that got to do with intelligence?
Well, it's Antonio or C. Brown. Those are my two.
I know Kevin G was pretty fucking
It's a
bad.
toss-up, man. I don't know.
Kevin G
G,
saying that gay sex leads to baldness was pretty funny.
No, I like the one that gay sex leads to organisms being produced out of
You know what I
nothing.
mean?
That was the same hangout, except that was Carlos.
Yeah, that's
I
Carlos.
gotta get
God.
Rand, because Rand did in a word.
Spontaneous
Wow.
Yeah. Abiogenesis is impossible, but butt sex leads to the spontaneous generation
That's
of
what
new
he was
viruses
arguing.
and new bacteria.
When they win,
It's oh my
if
goodness.
they even come near my channel, I'm referring to them as dummies. They're not being referred to as a name.
So we get to call you whatever we want.
Thinking before they speak. As far as I'm concerned. Now I know I'm getting a little carried away, guys, and I'm acting very fleshly, very worldly.
A little?
Christ like right now, but now I'm in the Christ like.
He's lost his
I'm gonna-
freaking mind.
I'm not going to be a petulant child. I'm not going to be a petulant child. I'm not going to be a
But I'm
petulant
going
child.
to be a petulant child.
Which is a redundant term because petulant describes childishness.
Children.
Why don't you stop playing games with
It's a clarifying thing. Just, I don't know.
The place
It's emphasis.
Speaking of
Yes,
lies
emphasis.
about him. Stop being angry.
You vote for drag. I vote for you too, White Whale.
Reason with him. The Bible says that
he's a gossiping girl. You got that right.
Though your sin be as crimson, it shall
Should
be
we call G-Man Moby Dick or Ishmael? We should call him Ishmael, huh?
I don't tell him Ishmael. We can call him Ishmael.
Yeah. They call me Ishmael.
Evidently, I hurt Shannon's feelings.
Oh no!
I thought of a terrible joke. I'm gonna text him side though.
Yeah, he's kind of
Ahab.
I know he's Ahab. I've read Moby Dick.
No, actually.
Oh, is that the name of the sable?
Yeah, actually, it's the other way around. G-Man is the great black whale, and the one chasing him with a passion is Shanny Ahab.
But no, she's the whale. She's definitely the whale.
Well, but he's not chasing her. She's chasing him.
I know there's a lot of metaphorical thing going on. It's confusing. I know. So
I know. Well, maybe it's kind of both ways. So yeah, maybe they're both the whale and both Ahab.
They have like a dualism going on.
Yeah, I think so. You know.
G-Man isn't Moby Dickhead.
God.
One correctly. That's funny.
You see what the doctor put in the side chat?
No, call him. I'm not going to say that.
No.
That's why I couldn't even say that shit out loud.
But that's funny.
So from now on, G-Man is known as Noah.
Noah.
We're going to call G-Man Noah. People will start to catch on.
Oh,
God. You should be winding down. Let's see what he's saying.
Words a lot of you don't understand.
Oh, man.
Try to get you to come to the faith.
You were the last person
and believe
that would ever move me to the gospel. Literally the last.
He's created so many atheists, it's not even funny.
He has.
Something to boast about, something to brag about. You admitted that you was wrong. You're in the faith now.
Antonio says, I have not said anything in Hangouts for months, and they still have me on their sites for the idiotic award. Yeah, what you said the last 6 months doesn't go away, Antonio.
It's funny. He ran because he couldn't run Hangouts and because he couldn't take criticism, and now he's upset that people remember the stupid shit.
No shit.
Oh shit! I still have the archive of everything that Antonio did at the first half of the year.
We're going to be bringing that up in November on the.
Oh yeah, I'm working on the nomination video for it.
That's going to take some planning, but we're working on it. But
that's going to be tough this month. Antonio or C. Brown? Because I have a special place for C. Brown after the shit where he tried to Google my homework and fucking copy Yahoo Answers.
See, here's the thing.
That was bad.
But C. Brown and Antonio, when it comes to like the Ronnies, they can win different awards, right? Because there's so many different classes. The Dumb Fuck of the Year is so prestigious. I don't know which one is more deserving. I just don't. They're both so far up there.
I want to see a cape because I was going to choose Antonio because I have my Dumb Fuck of the Year for Antonio, but
there was C. Brown saying that lightning caused the fusion of higher elements.
I'm as of right now between the Z-Bench fiasco and him copying YouTube answers. And then saying, "Oh, that's a hell of a coincidence." I'm leaning towards C. Brown. So, but I won't know officially until that time, and then I'll push like I did last time.
I don't know. I'll wait to see arguments. I'll withhold my vote for Dumb Fuck of the Year until we get some promotion videos.
Yeah, I'll make some promotion videos.
Because I want to know who's repping. Who's going to rep fucking Antonio? Because I know we have some diehard Antonio. I mean, he's just, I really don't have much to say about it because there's not much to him. He just sounds like the Black Forrest Gump, like he eats fucking lead paint chips. So I'm pretty sure he can't help that, but he has as much personality as Thaddeus. So on that, I can't really, like I said, that's not his fault. Thaddeus is a good kid.
No, he has less personality than Thaddeus. Do you think he's going to get a campaign manager then? If I don't back him, because I'll be his campaign manager, but I'm thinking more Steve Brown.
I don't know. Like I'm
campaign manager for Antonio.
Well,
I'm trying to think of who would like actively push folks toward Antonio? Because most folks would go
I
like if
have literally every single fuck up that Antonio did throughout the entire year archived,
Rick, you've got the
as
job.
well as C. Brown. All
You
of
got
them.
the job if you want it.
So who are you? Okay, wait. So Doctor, who are you going to vote for?
There
then? I
is
should ask
no
that.
telling, because the shit that C. Brown, Antonio, Kevin G, Carlos, and yes, even Bionic Dance have said throughout the year is fucking ridiculous. And I have an archive whenever somebody like posts something of something stupid that they've said, or on whether it be on a comment thread or in a hangout with the timestamp, I save it. And then I look through it and try to make the top 10 worst things that they've said throughout the year. And it really is close between C. Brown and Antonio. Like, I mean, C. Brown this year literally defended Neffy's lunar bukkake theory. Again.
He actually did. He was defending Neffy.
He did.
And the video that he made against me, that meanwhile, not being in the original hangout, not knowing what my actual claim was, still defended Neffy. If you go and ask C. Brown, what did Drag say in the hangout? Do you have evidence of what Drag specifically said? He will lie. I'm making that prediction right now. There's 43 people watching. He will lie.
Do you remember he said that Walt Brown was his uncle? Then he goes back, oh, I was just kidding about that.
Oh,
remember
after him lying about my homework.
Hydroplane theory, quote unquote.
Please, he can't spell hydroplane theory.
But that's what he kept calling it, hydroplane. I'm like,
of course he can. He just copies and pastes it.
Oh, that's just coincidental. That's just coincidental, man.
Yeah, it's a coincidence. Yeah, it's a coincidence.
I told you. I wrote a book one time. It just happened to be exactly like Moby Dick, and I called it Moby Dick. But it's just completely coincidental.
Fucker published it before me. That's all that happened. He stole it. I swear.
Well, actually, he gave the YouTube answer. That's why they were similar.
Which is basically, Which is basically the premise of the whole movie Secret Window, where it's, you stole my story.
You see, C. Brown is a massive asshole. Antonio's just a moron. Yeah, I mean,
the sad thing is, I remember having fun chats with C. Brown when he used to actually join hangouts. You know, he could take a punch in a hangout. He'd like to take the piss out of you, and you could take the piss out of him. No hard feelings at the end of it. But he stopped doing that, and now he's just gone all abrasive and defensive and just full-on attack mode against everyone.
Right now, I'm having a conversation. Deep Ashtray and I both are having a long conversation with C. Brown. It's under one of Drag's, posts. And I'm just carrying it on for the heck of it, but C. Brown is so dense. He's bringing up Russell Humphreys of the amount of sediment on the seafloor. There should be just tons of sediment on the seafloor, tons and tons, billions of tons of sediment on the seafloor, if given the rate of sedimentation. So the Earth can't be billions of years old, or we'd be swimming in mud. And he doesn't understand that Walt Brown left out a lot of things. I just wrote him another comment about this. If he knew where the state of Louisiana came from, or the entire Mississippi Delta, you can look online and you can see the growth. There are scientists' growth of the Mississippi Delta, from billions of years ago. All of that area, Louisiana,
under the sea,
Alabama, that was all built up by sediments that came down the Mississippi River. A lot of people don't know this. Much of Southern California was built by the Colorado River, because the Colorado River used to empty that way. But sediments built up in this gigantic delta, and it ended up turning and going down where it does now. So a big chunk of Colorado, Mississippi Delta, all of those states there. Oh, and then there's the continent, the eastern continent on the eastern coast. There's what's called the continental rise. It's why in some places in the East Coast, you can walk out in the water. When I was a kid, I thought this was amazing. I didn't believe it until I saw pictures. That you can walk out in the water, and it's only a few feet deep in the ocean. That's because there's this thing called the continental rise, and it was built up by sediments coming out of the rivers. So everything didn't end up on the fucking seafloor. It built continents. It built our states. The middle of the United States was once the great interior seaway. Most of the Midwest was all covered with water. Part of
if you've ever been to a beach, you can see this. Like, it's not anything that's highly unintuitive.
No, it's just, how do you? And Walt Brown ignored all that. He ignored other stuff too. He ignored, for example, the fact that certain, well, especially salts and things like that, get dissolved and they don't get deposited. It's just, it's utterly ridiculous. I mean, yeah, okay. How big is Southern California? Oh, and not just Southern California, but part of Arizona too. Southern California, how big is that? And I think maybe even part of Baja California. How big are the states of the Mississippi Delta? Let's just look at Louisiana and Alabama to begin with. How big are they? How big is the Midwest? Although that also has to do with uplift. But to Walt Brown, like most creationists, I don't care if he's got a PhD or not, but like most creationists, they fix the data they have to get the result they want. So he's jiggled this whole thing. Oh, another thing Walt Brown didn't take into consideration is the rate of deposition of different sediments. Some sediments deposit very rapidly, some very slowly. So Walt Brown does this average thing and comes up with numbers that fit his 6,000 years because he wants to make it fit 6,000 years. And if it means ignoring a whole bunch of data, hey, that's fine.
There you go.
Me off.
C. Brown and his level of dishonesty and deflection, that's probably one of the most infuriating aspects, because he won't actually address things directly. He'll just move the goalposts or just switch topics constantly. Yeah. You go, wait, hold on. Why are you bringing this up? Oh, well, because it's all relevant. No, it's not. No, why?
In the middle of this whole conversation, he asked me if I believed in Satan. And I said, what's that got to do with anything? And he's trying to drag the conversation into religion, and I'm not going there.
Well, do you?
Yeah.
I'm not going to answer that. C. Brown might be listening. I refuse to answer that.
Smart. Do it off air.
Yeah.
By the way, G-Man went off air, so he's probably now paying attention to you, Drag.
Oh, yeah, he probably is. And he should probably know that if he's tired of me making videos about him, if Shani's tired of me making videos about her, keep my name out your mouth. And that's probably the best way to do that.
We are talking about G-Man, the polytheist, right?
Right. Yes.
Yes, the polytheist G-Man.
Because G-Man is polytheist. We've established that. So, okay.
I literally have a picture for that.
Oh, please do.
Yeah, he does. He does. I'm not. Yeah, show it. He actually.
I'll see if I can find it. I couldn't find it. I was wondering if you had.
You might have said it to me
in the past. I'll have to reactivate my old account in order to retrieve it.
Do you remember what you sent it to me on?
It was over G+ on the doctor account.
Okay, I'll try to. Well, actually, it's not. Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I can retrieve it, and I intend to show it in a couple days, where G-Man says, yes, you can be a Christian and be a polytheist, showing that he doesn't know the first damn thing about Christianity.
Yes, so
including the Nicene Creed that he likes to, rub in Drag's face from time to time.
He's telling me that it's a dumb argument to be an atheist and a polytheist, which is right. It is a dumb argument. That's why I didn't do it. But he's actually arguing you could be a Christian and be a polytheist. He is a polytheist by his own.
I explicitly asked him, can you be a Christian and be a polytheist? And his answer was unequivocally yes.
Except, isn't there okay, so just give me a minute here to explain. Isn't there an argument that you could be a Christian and an atheist, as long as, it depends on what you mean by being a Christian. Like, for example, you could look up to Jesus' teachings without actually, believing in the supernatural.
That's what I am. I'm an atheist and I'm a cultural Christian.
Yes, you can be
also, hold on, but couldn't you also be a polytheist Christian and just be yes, I believe in all these gods, but I also believe that I also follow Jesus' teachings because he taught love, peace, and all that stuff. So couldn't technically you have a polytheistic Christian? I don't know. I'm just
wait a minute.
throwing it out.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
We do have angels. And someone could say that angels are little gods.
The comparison is made that the angels, like I think the prayer in the Catholic tradition for lost rights mentions Raphael, the master of air.
But I think we should point out that Christian.
At least the archangels. There are 4 archangels. One could consider them as godlike in some ways. But in the Christian sense, you would probably have to say
no, they're not.
That they have their aspects only from God.
I think we should point out that Christian atheism is a atheistic religion or proposition. It's not a theist position, and
there is a difference between being a cultural Christian and being a Christian atheist.
That's why I don't know why we. That's why we shouldn't break it down into Christian or non-Christian. It is theism or non-theism, or if you want to break it down to atheism. But he's arguing that you could believe in multiple different gods and still be a Christian. Actually, I don't know how that works because Christianity is a monotheistic religion.
Not by the strict definition of God, not the one we normally look at. But you also have to remember that the way we look at Hindu gods, they really aren't gods. In the sense we think of a god. The problem is that when
that's
Europeans
kind of hedonism.
Yeah, no.
The actual problem comes in with the definition. I was thinking about this actually the other day, which is in, like, if you're talking about philosophy of religion, classical theism, the way that a god is described doesn't actually apply to any of the pagan gods.
And actually, that's henotheism. Henotheism is the belief or worship of one specific god, but you acknowledge the existence of other gods. So actually, more specifically, he wouldn't be a polytheist, he would be a henotheist.
Yeah, but the problem that I think Jade is mentioning, the thing that I'm trying to explain, is that if we take the Norse pantheon as an example, there are no gods at all if we're using the classical definition of God from philosophy of religion.
That's Nordic, though, but
or the Greek pantheon or any of the other pantheons.
Yeah, because what happened is
because a classical definition of God would require that it possesses all of the omni traits.
Right, but he's this is his argument. According to his argument, he literally is a henotheist. He worships one god, but he believes other gods exist. That is henotheism.
Okay, well then you can explain that to him. Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is that when we that's a good question. Yeah, is that when Europeans encountered other cultures, we started calling things gods that weren't gods. In our sense, it was our misunderstanding of other cultures caused us to refer to other things, other entities, other spiritual entities as gods, and yet the people who believe in those entities don't consider them gods in the same way we consider a god. So yeah, we do have these linguistic problems, as the doctor here, mentioned.
It's also just defining a god in the first place. It's just
right.
So has so many. Yeah, I was.
Well, that'd be ichtheism.
Well,
not really ichtheism, because I could define a god as something that has dominion or supremacy over some aspect of reality and has a non-material ontology.
And I could say I don't know what any of that means, and I'm an ichtheist.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you understand what most of those words
mean. I do, but
yeah.
I'm saying hypothetically.
Wait, is ichtheism the same as saying for every different conversation I have with a theist about gods, that they need to define the god in order for the conversation?
Basically, is that an ichtheist hasn't met a coherent or comprehensible definition.
Can I be honest with you?
I don't think that it's impossible to come up with a definition for God locally, like within a conversation, but universally it is.
Can I be honest with you?
Yes.
It does make sense. It does make sense. Yeah, it makes sense. But here's the thing. If people are going to have conversations about theology and they're going to go into a conversation with this, oh, I don't know what you mean by God, at that point you're just wasting everybody's time. Either have you know what, give a principle of charity, accept that there are some definitions of God that we can work with. You may not like it, not you, Jackie, specifically. I mean, in general, right, yeah. That's fine. But there was one person in our community who repeatedly calls himself an atheist. And he does this all the time. He's not a true atheist because he wouldn't know what the fuck the word God means if he was. But he tries to pull this bullshit, and it just makes him look like an idiot.
Isn't that
what was his name again?
Isn't that
you forgot to throw in the word quantum a few times there.
Yeah, quantum God.
There's like a term. What is it? A non-cognitive.
There's a theological non-cognitivism, which is distinct from atheism, but it is related to it.
Very cool.
Like a theological non-cognitivist says that God propositions mean you can't really evaluate them. If I say, you know, oh, God loves you, what I'm actually doing is I'm expressing a sentiment that you're an important person and that your life has value.
But
that's what I mean by
it. It's not really saying that.
It's not truth apt what I'm actually saying.
Right. I don't. If I say God loves you, I'm not actually advocating that God's a real being that actually has feelings for you.
An atheist, on the other hand, says that you can't even make those statements until we have a coherent and comprehensive understanding of what would even constitute a God.
That's why I say
what would be a God? How does that even make sense as a concept?
That's why I'm more related to theological cognitivism than I do atheism. I never said I was an atheist.
So I have a discussion with someone, and the very first thing I ask is, what is your definition of God? Before we have this conversation. Yeah. Okay.
And they can just say, look, I believe in the God of the Bible, of the Judaic Christian God, Yahweh. You could work with something like that, right? Or they could just say, I believe in the God of chaos, or I believe in Satan as my God. I mean, whatever they say, you can work with. But I really drives me nuts. And like I said, there's only one person that really does this. Well, what do you mean by God? You tell them, I don't know what that means, and okay, the conversation's over. But he'll continue to have the conversation. It just makes no sense.
But I
like if I were to say to you, Jackie, that God is the yellow quantum whisper, does that make any sense?
And not at all.
Like you individually understand what each of the words mean, but together they make no sense.
He'll spend 2 hours trying to have a conversation about yellow quantum whisper. It's just nonsensical.
Yeah.
Are they having a hangout in the Great Debate community? It looks like they are.
They are.
Christians get thrown to the wolves trying to defend the Bible. Okay.
What?
That's the name of the title. Christians get thrown to the wolves trying to defend the Bible. I don't know what the hell.
I think, I'm not sure, but I think this refers to a couple of comments threads.
Yeah,
it does. Where some people just jumped, jumped on, the arguments without, I saw this one comment thread and I was like, oh, this is totally fucked. And
it was moderated by Richard.
Yeah, because one of the comment threads did involve Richard. That's why I think it's about these comment threads.
He did a really good job moderating that hangout on argument from contingency and principle of sufficient reason. Even it was so good that even Ozzy shouted out to it on his G+. He did a really, really good job. But see, now it sucks because I wanted to have my hangout tonight on linear equations, but now I'm gonna have to look like I'm gonna postpone that to tomorrow because
I can end this so you can have your hangout, or
no. Yeah, I mean, but it's over 2 hours, and there's a rule. But I don't want to if they're having fun, and there's I don't think anybody right now would be too interested in my presentation on linear equations. It's not very long. I just wanted to get it out of the way, but I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, we can do it tomorrow because I've been hosting
linear. Hold on, why are you doing a presentation on linear equations?
Because somebody had asked me to do a presentation on matrix, and I pointed out I don't think it would make much sense to do something on matrix without understanding how it relates to linear equations.
Oh, okay. So someone requested it.
Yeah.
Some idiot trying to say that. Okay.
No, a math expert actually requested it, but he was EO. But I told EO, we know I could do one on Matrix, but what's the point if people aren't going to understand? We're trying to have math hangouts, and we're at different levels. Like the one I did the other day is a Calc 2 level. The next day I did one that was like 6th grade level. Right? It was literally order of operations, something that we've all should learn in elementary school. And that I did it on. People still mess it up. Trust me, they mess up order of operations a lot.
I sucked at math. Like, I really sucked at math all the way up until 10th grade, and then for some reason, just something in my head clicked. There's got to be some sort of, like, huge learning curve when it comes to algebra. Even though I was so good at math in elementary school, and then, like, when I went into algebra, it just took me a few years to get it, but once I got it, I like all of my high school classes that were more advanced were so easy for me. Like, I probably could have aced calculus if I took all my classes earlier enough. I just wonder, like, if people are just stuck at that point.
Oh yeah. By the way, you have one dislike. So the henotheist G-man. We're all going to refer to him now as a henotheist because he literally is a henotheist. He is one dislike. I did meet another nuke who actually left me a message on one of my videos. I'm going to be trying to bring him in, and he's going to be explaining to people. Remember that whole thing with Sean claiming that he taught fucking water chemistry as an ET?
Oh God.
Yeah, this guy's be telling people that's fucking retarded.
Did he really think that people were going to believe that?
Well, why wouldn't they? If you haven't been in nuke school, you wouldn't really know. But except you go to Wikipedia, and Wikipedia says right there, MMs do this, ELTs do this, which ELTs are a subset of MMs. They're not. Why would electricians fucking have, or electronics techs have any fucking thing to do with water chemistry? The machinist mates work with the piping.
Didn't he say this was during y'all's training too? This is y'all's advanced individual training.
Bullshit. You don't train anybody when you're in school.
That's ridiculous. That's absolutely fucking he knows that some of us are military.
In school. Sorry.
None. There's none in any service. Like, we don't teach you. Like, we'll study together, yeah, but we won't get up there and teach a fucking class. That's not your job.
Nope.
That's not you're not cadre. Like,
and this is. But Drag, this is the same motherfucker that said he published papers out in nuke school.
Oh God!
Which I'm gonna ask this guy that question too. Hey, as nuke school, did you write any peer review papers?
Like, we could fuck with G-Man about making strawman arguments. We could fuck with people being slow, but that was an outright lie. Like, Sean knew that was a fucking lie, and
I was able to catch him on that.
Like, some of us who have actually been in the military were going to call him on that, and he's upset that we did. So it is what it is.
Someone's asking about a henotheist. A henotheist is a person who worships one god but believes in many. So G-Man, he worships the God of the Bible, but he believes in many, many gods because he's a polytheist. So a henotheist is a type of polytheist. So not only is he a polytheist, he's a henotheist as well.
So refer to G-Man as a henotheist.
Aren't Satanists technically henotheists? I'm not talking with Van. I'm not talking about Van, but
you're talking about Order of Nine Angles?
Aren't they technically
because they worship Satan, but they believe in Yahweh as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They're not really. I refer to them as Luciferians to distinguish between LaVey and Satanist, because Luciferians do actually believe in an actual being called Satan.
Oh, okay.
Now there are Satanists that do as well, so it's fine to do it, but to avoid any kind of equivocation or confusion, I just refer to them as Luciferians because that's generally what they go by. If you really wanted to put a label to it.
Oh shit! Jance just responded to me. Ugh, hold on. Shit. Let me.
And Scuba Steve was in the Navy. He knows about nukes too. He could tell you don't fucking train. You don't fucking go. You're not a student teacher when you're in military school. And learning this stuff, you're there to learn. You're not there to fucking teach. Now you may be asked to get up and show something on the board, obviously, but that's not the same thing, obviously. Or when you're actually on the ship, you do give lectures. After that, once you get qualified, you are expected to be able to give training exercises, and I've had to do many of them. And that's just small groups. They're no more between 12 and 20, maybe at most 30 people on a roll, big one. but you got to remember, people are having watches and sleeping and other thing. So you only have a small group of people at a time. So
yeah, well, that's after you get to your unit.
That's after
so
you're qualified and you know what you're doing. Yeah.
I didn't keep the class until I got to my unit.
They don't want people that don't know what the fuck they're doing telling people how to operate nuclear power plants. It's just a bad thing.
Just maybe like that might be a bad thing for someone unqualified to tell someone how to do something. Like if telling someone to put a tourniquet around their fucking patient's neck.
And you have training literally like every day of some kind, just about, it seems. Yeah.
All right, cool. So Bionic Dance now has a discussion between you and G-Man. So she's going to look that over.
She's going to think he's an idiot.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Well, could you let her know that's not my argument? I mean, you made it very clear that I'm not arguing any of the sort that G-Man is saying.
Oh, I haven't told her anything about your argument. I haven't said a word.
Oh, okay.
I just asked her to review it because he mentioned her.
So see if she asks questions going, does Steve believe this?
Yeah.
And you'd be like,
Sweet
no.
Zombie Jesus, almost 90 minutes long.
You want to hear some shit? You know who I've been talking to, and I'm kind of coaxing him maybe into writing some songs?
You talking about your buddy from the station?
Nope. Truth Surge.
Oh, nice. He's the one who did Neffy's video, didn't he?
He is the one that did lying behind. Was it? Oh my God! The song was behind lying eyes. Not. Ah, my goodness. I remember the video, but what the hell's the name of the song? Great video. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go see Truth Surge's video on Nephilim Free.
Behind True Lies or something like that?
Yeah, that's it. Behind True Lies. Oh my God, it's such a great video.
Those headphones, man. I'll never forget those headphones.
Classic. So I've asked him, I've been talking to him. I said, he's not feeling, he's been really sick in the last couple of weeks. He is a member of the GDC, if you don't know that. And he's agreed to actually come on at some point and talk about why he did the video. And I think that's going to be awesome. He can sing. That guy's got fucking talent. Henotheist and his G-Man's icon. That's funny. Henotheist. He's gonna be so pissed. He's gonna be like, "I'm not no henotheist. What does that mean? Wait, what does that mean? Whatever it is, I'm not no henotheist." G-Man, you're a henotheist. Get over it.
All right, so Kate is watching y'all's discussion. Like, well, we're around the halfway mark I gave her. So she's gonna probably, I don't know if she's gonna do a video review or she's probably gonna get back to me, but that's gonna be funny.
Start at the beginning. I mean, I'm not even saying anything in that fucking thing. I barely talk.
Look, I told her she could just watch as much as she wants, but she wanted a rough idea of when the G antics kind of pop up. So
that was around pause there after you said rough, because that's one for the soundboard.
You should tell her to watch. You should tell her to watch the first.
She likes a rough.
A rough.
Because she's just going to see me avoiding the argument. That's all. But she's not going to know why. She's going to take it out of. She might take it out of context.
Well, I could tell her to go back and listen to the very beginning to get an idea of what's going on. So, yeah.
Okay.
If she has a misunderstanding. However, I don't want to tell her too much. I want her to get what she gets from the video. But yeah, if she just goes to the beginning.
She's going to go make a video about me claiming that you could be a polytheist or believe in a God and still be an atheist. Watch, Drag. I'll fucking go off on you, man.
I will. If she has that impression, I'll tell her just to watch the beginning, a few minutes, and then she'll see that you're just trying to have G-Man substantiate his claim. That's it.
I'm pretty sure that she would ask you about that before she makes a video.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she would.
Right.
I couldn't stomach all of it, but I did see some of G-Man's vid where he claimed the be an atheist but still believe thing. Okay, this is the guy he claims made that statement, and Steve, the guy, is asking him to substantiate his claim. Well, I should put his, and paragraph. Okay, here we go. G-Man. So she listened to about 2 minutes of that timestamp I gave her and couldn't stand it. 2 minutes of G-Man. That's sad. That's fucking sad.
And she wanted to spend the rest of her life with him.
Oh. You imagine that? Waking up to G-Man? That's nasty.
God, no. No.
That's worse than my farts in the middle of the night. That's just nasty.
It could, but his mouth would be full. Oh.
Dude,
oh!
I had to be able to learn how to get along with a lot of people being in the military. When you got 425 ship complement or drag nodes, when you have a company, you learn to get along with people. But you always got the ones that are kind of way the fuck out there. Never in my life would I have ever been able to handle somebody like G-Man on my ship.
Oh,
I
no,
would have been
I've only had a few people kind of like G-Man, but they were threatened
similar,
but into their life. There was one kid that I remember. He had an obsession with origami, and he would not shut the fuck up about it. Don't know why. For whatever reason, he pissed off every other mechanic in the shop, and he's out on the fucking on the ECP with me, and I'm just like, okay, cool, yeah, you got a fiance, oh man, that's awesome, okay, and I'm trying to like watch YouTube videos and shit, put in my headphones because I want to talk to him about fucking origami, and his fiance that he's making 1,000 origami swans for whatever reason, and I had to switch shifts with another no, it wasn't a mechanic, it was what's his face with the thick ass calves, fuck, he got compartment syndrome, I can't remember his name, Fowler, I think his name might have been Fowler or something like that, but he was going to whoop this kid's ass. He threatened the kid with physical violence if he did not shut the fuck up. So when the sergeant said, hey man, Fowler's going to whoop this kid's ass. Like, do you mind switching out with him? I know that's not your shift. I'm like, fine. I know Fowler. He's a cool guy, and he will whoop that kid's ass. Like, that is no joke. This kid will be bleeding once you come up there. So I'll switch out with him. I'm cool with Fowler. Not a big deal. Me and him can, mix it up. It's not a big deal. And so that's what I had to do. And I had to sit with this fucking kid, and I'm just like, oh my god. She said, I'm assuming you want my impression of the argument more than filmmaking techniques. Yes. Let's see. Do you think G-Man substantiated his claims? And okay, so I'm basically looking for that. I'm trying to. Okay, she's typing now. So, what is her take on this exchange between you and G-Man? It's sad she only got through about 2 minutes. What timestamp did I give her? Let me see. What is this? Where is it? Hello. I gave her the, was it 28:90? 48 minutes and 13 seconds in. Oh, it's where he's showing his title belt and shit, all that stupid shit. I haven't heard G-Man speak yet. Steve has been talking about not having made the argument, and now something about puppies. Now being asked why he left the Navy.
Yeah, well, so that's what I'm saying. He didn't make any. He didn't provide any evidence, so I was just done at that point. She just needs to watch the beginning, though. I mean, have the opening statement. I make a 30-second rebuttal. It's over after that. That's all she needs to watch. What else is there?
Hold on for a second. I'm going to play the video and give her a timestamp where he's ranting and raving.
So I got to think how to make a video now of telling everybody that G-Man is a henotheist. Add that on my bucket list of crap to do.
Even after divorce.
Yeah, I know. I seem to be spending more time with him after a divorce than when we were quote unquote together, whatever the hell that meant. By the way, that's all metaphorical, people. By the way, don't get all creepy on me.
My
Clear
internet is
that I do
fucking
not
slow.
accept it.
Yeah, the eclipse fucked up the internet. No, I'm just kidding.
Fucked up the president's eyes.
I did use a pinhole camera. It worked exceptionally well, I gotta admit. You could actually really see it, about 60%, I think it was.
Oh, I just noticed something in that hangout on the GDC. You know Mr. Intelligent Design's in there, right?
Yeah, I saw.
I just looked at it.
I love how enthused you sound about that.
Ah, man.
Yes,
He's in there and he's doing stuff. Like let me see if I can find it real quick.
Let Richard take care of that shit. I have no interest.
You don't want to fuck? Come on.
No,
Really?
dude, I'm serious. No, Edgar, I can only take about 5 minutes of Edgar at most, and I'm being conservative. If Edgar just wants to talk about stuff, that's great. But if he ever mentions the word intelligence, I'm just kicking him. I don't have any patience for him when he mentions intelligence. It's done. The conversation's over. He can go fuck himself.
Just play the game with him where you borrow a word.
We tried that. That was fun. But well, it was fun. What we did was we said, okay, we're gonna play a little game here. Everybody gets one word what they can't say, and his word was intelligence. And then the doctor said, okay, well, Steve, let's your words you can't say. I don't know what the fuck you said. What'd you say?
It was the word that the Knights of Ni cannot bear to hear.
Shrubbery?
It.
Oh, it? Was it it?
Yep.
I don't think that's the word you gave me. But whatever. We just picked words for each other, and he just could not abide by the simple rule. Everything was, I'm the discoverer of the new intelligence. You don't understand intelligence, Steve. I'm done. I'm just done. Not going to happen.
The novelty is worn off.
Oh, they had some civil discourse going on in there. No, I like the flow of conversation. I like it.
No, Richard does a really good job
designing, speaking.
He does a really, really good job. I wish we had more moderators for the Great Debate Community channel. Right now, it's basically just been Richard. It's been Thaddeus. Heretic Woman's done 1 or 2, and I think General did 1 or 2. So we need more people that want to do hangouts on the Great Debate Community page, especially if you want to do educational ones. That's kind of what I would like to see. People start showing presentations, saying, hey, let me show you how to do this, right? Like we're doing math lately. So pick a topic in math. I'm going to be doing linear equations next. I just did the one on Taylor's series. I'll be doing matrix coming up. And I think Drag here wanted...
General's going to start his...
Well, we kind of talked about doing quadratic, maybe.
Oh yeah, once I learn how to do them for chemistry, yeah, and how you need quadratics to solve equilibrium problems.
Would you want me to do like a basic quadratic one, and then the next one you do kind of take it from there? Because I could do quadratic.
Yeah, well, maybe we can present fucking quadratics, and then maybe do a proof.
Okay.
And
I'll tell you what,
from there.
That'd be perfect. Before I do the matrix one, because matrix is a little more complicated. The matrix I'm going to have to review a little bit myself, obviously. But since I'm doing one on linear, it just kind of makes sense. The next extension would be quadratics, because a linear function is a special form, right? Y equals mx plus b, and then a quadratic is just an extension of that. It's basically a parabolic shape. It's basically squared, right? It's next higher exponentiation. So it would make sense I think, to go right from linear equations to quadratic equations, explain them, and then explain how to get to the quadratic formula, why it works, and then kind of explain it from there. So yeah, I could do that. That's not terribly difficult.
Yeah, I think we could probably talk about that and then really speak on its usefulness, because then the application we can segue into the application when using the quadratics to solve the chemical equilibrium problems. And I think I still have the PDF that I was studying before I moved to Texas. So that could be something that we could go over. Just pick a problem and go, okay, here's a problem. Here's how we extract all our variables, and here's how we then plug it into the quadratic, and then here's the 2 answers from the quadratic. Here's which one works and why the other one doesn't.
I don't even need EO for that, you know, because that's stuff I actually do.
Yeah.
You know, remember. I'll need them for the matrix one, especially how deep. Depends how deep you want to go. Simple matrices not that hard, but as deep you go, it's like holy shit. You could really get advanced fairly quickly in matrix theory.
No. Okay, Kate's asking, the audio that G-Man is talking about where Steve actually said whatever he said, was that before the time code you sent me? Because I need to hear that, I think. And I said, he has me play it in the Hangout twice.
Twice. And it's not in there.
Let's see.
Yeah, yeah. If she wants to make a video about him lying about what I'm saying, I'm down for that. I'll even have a hangout with her, or she can contact me. I can tell the exact thing because she's got her own channel. I just want to get my message out there.
I don't know if she knows how to do live hangouts.
No, but she could do a video and then just say, you know, well,
oh yeah,
Steve's told me this, or you know, use a clip that I've given her or something. That's fine. Because he's completely misrepresenting my position.
Well, even she recognizes that, okay, well, G-Man's not actually representing what you said, and he claims to have evidence for it. And so now she wants to see it. And so I said, okay, well, just watch it, and G-Man's going to have me play it 2 times. And so if she doesn't hear it then I guess she agrees with us that G-Man didn't present what he claimed to have.
Right, and in no uncertain terms, let her know that I have never said you can believe in God and be an atheist. That is G-Man.
I want to wait
after.
I want to wait until she. Yeah, well, I want to wait until she. Yeah. At some point, I'm going to reaffirm that once we kind of get to that conclusion, because I want her to naturally come to that conclusion, so G-Man can't complain that the one told her, even though she has the fucking link there, and I can show her the first one. Well, she didn't need to see that because fucking he plays the first one.
Man, I went out. I went out to the store tonight. Like, you know, that's I had to go jet, and I got some, you know, diet type stuff and some other food. And one of the things I decided to buy was organic milk, right? Low calorie, and I've had it before. Not this particular brand, but I've had organic milk before. It's so good. Now it's so freaking delicious. I can't have another cup because it ruins my diet. I'm actually at my limit for my caloric intake today, and I'm like, damn, it's so good though. And I'm like, I'm not at a cheat day yet. It sucks. It's so good.
Have you tried that? What is that? Cream of some young guy? I heard that's really good.
I have never tried cream of some young guy. I've heard it's delicious. G-Man says he likes it a lot, but I've never tried it myself.
Oh, she's typing again.
It's a bit salty.
Wow,
if you try
sit down.
It's I've heard that in some cases it can be very sugary.
You personally attest to this, Doctor?
Yes.
Better him than
nasty. It's a dirty job, but someone has to do it.
Not really.
Someone has to do it. I didn't say whether they're male or female. I just said they had to do it.
I guess so.
Oh, there, she stopped typing. Uh-oh.
She's in shock.
No, these fucking these G-Man and Veckel and Rev accounts are funny. The troll accounts in the live chat.
It's probably Steve McQuack.
It might be. She will wear my belt. This is too much. Oh goodness. I'm wondering if we should take some of the jokes the comments that they've made and just start asserting them as if they're true. Just kind of roll with the whole thing. Dragnot's now saying that he memorized a dictionary, and just roll with it. It's like whatever. Okay, yes, I have.
That still blows me away. It was his joke or claim. It wasn't even a joke. He was probably being serious, but he actually said that about you first. You made it into a joke, and now he's taking it as you said it, and you actually claim it.
I wish I could find that old hangout. It's an old G-Man. I think it's an old G-Man versus the world hangout where he says that, and he says it multiple times. But it's just so funny that it's like, well, why not adopt it? Like, why not wear that?
You would have to filter through like every hangout from 3 years ago.
Do you know what it's going to be next?
That reference.
Do you know what it's going to be next year?
Actually,
Jag, next year it's going to be, oh my gosh, Dragnot believes that because he's black, he's photosynthetic. That's what the next one's going to be, or that he doesn't crack. That's the next one.
Yeah.
That's the next one. Watch.
Actually, you know what? I think it's the same hangout where he calls me the king of all black people. I want to say it's the same hangout. Let me go find that one.
Well, it is better than being the queen of all black people. Just saying.
Yeah.
So what he's going to do?
I'm the king.
Yeah, Dreadnought thinks he's the king of all black people. You heard it. He said it.
I mean, what is going on with my internet lately? Oh my God.
And by the way, I really do want to thank you for introducing me to that dumb motherfucker that was going on Facebook telling people, I'm black and you don't have to have glasses. Look at the eclipse. And you can stare directly into the sun for several hours and it won't hurt your eyes.
Oh, you're welcome.
Look, I've done this and I'm not blind. And I said, does this guy not understand things like cataracts that will come about because of the damage due to the retina?
Nope.
He literally thinks that when people say you're going to go blind by staring at the sun, that it's an instantaneous thing. He doesn't understand these are cumulative effects, and that because you've had now damaged your retina that you don't notice right now, you will develop a variety of different problems, including cataracts, glaucoma, and most time it doesn't even show up till years later. This guy is
that where Trump got his advice from.
But you can't go blind immediately.
Solar eclipse without his glasses on.
Well, you can't go blind immediately as well, depending on how much exposure you have. But that's generally speaking, they're trying to tell you that it will harm your eyes, right? It'll harm your eyes because radiation is cumulative. Okay.
It's called solar retinopathy. There's actual name for when the sun scorches your fucking eyes, even for a few seconds.
Yeah.
It can cause minor damage.
They don't understand the effects of radiation, even non-ionizing radiation. It can be damaging.
I encounter stupid like on G+. I encounter stupid on some of my friends, like people that I know in real life, some of their pages, because there was some guy I posted a little blurb from some guy saying that the whole vaccines cause autism, that sort of thing, and that just turned into a shit show. And I was like, I did not mean for it to turn to a shit show. I just wanted to find out where you're getting this stuff from.
Well, and and Dyslexia is in live chat saying, I didn't know that. One of the other things you can also get, there's something called a primitive dimer, where the DNA will break apart and you'll get a lesion. You'll get on a single strand, it'll break in the middle, and two of the nucleotides on the side on the single strand will join together, and it'll kind of bulge out a little bit. That's carcinogenic. That is tumorigenicity. That is a beginning of a tumorous cancer. Not always, but it's definitely a precursor. Now that happens because UV light, the photon, has a certain amount of energy, quite a bit. That can actually hit the DNA and break the bond, the hydrogen bond. And that can cause the primitive dimer. So when people are saying, oh, well, I didn't go blind. Well, shit, does he know if he fucked up his DNA or not? Does he have any idea if he created a lesion on his DNA? No. Or you can have what's called dissociation of water, where you have the water dissociate into hydroxyl ions and hydronium. That causes damage as well. So, I mean, these people are not looking at the bigger picture. They're just like, oh, I stared at it, I'm fine the next day. Well, you got lucky, because a lot of people aren't going to be better the next day, but you don't know what long-term damage you did. You have no idea. Sorry, was that my rant?
No, that's fine. I found the videos, Atheist Idols. It's loading slow as shit, so I'm just going to...
I felt like Jade on that one. I pulled a Jade, sorry. I ranted.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
It's a whole lot of dumb fuckery. To believe that your skin color...
I'm not lagging.
No. But, I mean, how dumb you got to be to think your skin color and melanin is going to prevent from damage to your retina. That's just goddamn dumb.
Melanin theory, man. It's melanin. You can fucking... Hey, I used to be able to float and fly away. Like a character from fucking Dragon Ball Z.
Were you able to do like Muhammad Prophet and go to the moon?
Yeah, all this shit.
What am I looking at? Atheist Idols here? What the fuck is this?
I think I'm just sending that to you because I got to reset my
Jesus Christ. He's got 127 dislikes in this video?
Yep. That's the one where he calls me a god, or excuse me, the king of all black people. And I think in there he mentions me memorizing the dictionary. I believe it's in there, and I need to watch it later.
It's 5 minutes long. I'll watch it later. But he has 17 likes, 127 motherfucking dislikes.
Oh
Wow.
yeah, that was in his heyday. That was in the heyday, man.
Oh,
I contributed to one of those dislikes.
it's only 1,000
Actually, you know,
views.
I should like it.
You know, you know what's so funny? It's like, oh, it's only 1,000 views. 2 years ago, I've been like, fucking 1,000 views. How do you get something like high? That's pretty sad. Yeah, shit changes. Yeah, which a lot of people, 1,000 views is a lot, and it 2 years ago it would have been, you know. But now we're like, oh, okay, 10,000 views. I don't think.
Oh, you're watching? Yeah, my internet's fucking up so bad today. I don't know if that eclipses. You know what? If I find a weird plant outside my door, I'm just gonna stay in. So fuck it.
Yeah, that's good advice. If you find a big round tomato-looking thing and it's coming down the street, run.
Feed me, Seymour. Like, nope. Not today, devil. Not today. Oh my goodness. It was nice to hear from DPR. I keep forgetting to send him a message, but I sent.
Did you give him my message? You didn't, did you?
About what? I made the announcement for Wednesday.
No, but I told you twice. I had to leave, so I told you to tell DPR it's good talking to him.
Oh, I didn't catch. I was away for quite a bit.
Okay.
So I'll let him. I'm on Skype. I'll just send him a message tomorrow. I'll probably bring him in tomorrow at some point. Well, actually, you're having your hangouts tomorrow, so I'll bring him to your hangout. How about that?
Hey, can you hear me?
Another Wednesday.
Yes.
You can hear me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, something weird happened. So, but I wanted to ask. So, this guy with the melanin thing, does he think that it's the melanin in his eyes?
Because it's because this iris has melanin. He thinks that ocular melanin protects the retina in a way that it doesn't. He reads what he's reading. He's reading is literally it protects it because of the melanin in the iris. Not what it actually is because obviously we know the iris controls the dilation of the pupil. The pupil controls how much light is being exposed to the iris, and also you have melanin in the iris, which does help prevent cancer. That is true. Blue-eyed people are more susceptible, from what I read. However, the retina itself does not have melanin, and when you're looking at an eclipse and it starts getting dark, your eyes tend to dilate because you have lower lighting levels. So now you're staring directly at the sun. You have low visible light, but you have a high concentration of UV light, which is extremely energetic. That energy is being deposited on your retina directly. So one, you are looking directly up at it, so you have a direct line of sight rather than incidental or some other degree of looking at it. But and the other one is that you have these photons now directly striking your retina, causing damage, which can lead to long-term damage. He says, well, I did this and I didn't go blind. Well, motherfucker, wait a couple years and see when you have cataracts.
Well, because the thing is that if he thinks it's melanin, I mean, melanin does color our eyes. Our eye color is dependent on melanin, just like our
the iris
skin color and our hair color. But the thing is, most people have brown eyes. More people have brown eyes than any other color. So it would be anyone with brown eyes then, which makes no sense.
Just black people with brown eyes because reasons.
Well, there's a part of that you guys are missing. So a part of this is when people kind of make these statements, they don't understand that they have a type of melanin, and that they refer to white people as not having melanin. What they mean to say is that white people have pale-melanin, and then what we consider black people have eumelanin.
Right, but they're both a type. Eumelanin is a type of melanin.
Yeah, it's still a type of melanin.
Right.
So they would say that, well, no, white people lack melanin, and that's not true.
That's stupid.
Albinos lack melanin.
But that's just in the skin.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not the eyes.
I got my eyes are green, so there's some amount in there, but blue eyes lack melanin in their irises.
That's me, blue eyes.
Or at least any significant amount. Maybe I don't know if there's any what the amount is of it, but But yeah, you generally do have bigger eye problems because of blue eyes rather than brown eyes. But he believes because he is the child of Ra, the sun god, that you can stare directly at the sun and sun graze as long as you want, and his god says you're special because you're black and you can't get damaged, you can't get sunburned. He cannot get sunburned because he's black. He has said that. I'm like, you know how many people I know that's black have gotten fucking sunburn?
I've witnessed it.
Yeah. So have I.
Well, hold on. Why the fuck?
It's just harder. But then I don't sunburn and I'm pale. Well, I mean, I will sunburn eventually, but that's because I have this gene.
Dyslexia. Oh, that dyslexia brings up a good piece of history here about left-handed people. If you actually go to an eye doctor, they'll refer to your left eye as ocular sinister, if I'm not mistaken. And the left side was, from what I said, and Jay, you probably know a bit more about this than I do, but left-handed people were considered evil. It was considered some type of a malady that was passed on from some sin in your family or something to that effect.
Right. Well, your left side is sinister. Your right side is dexter.
Yeah, it's oculus.
So I'd be more worried about your left side, your right side, which is dexter.
Yeah, it's oculus sinister and dexter right, and also they use for dexter as for amino acids, obviously, right? Dex and levo.
Yeah.
So
dexter just means right, sinister is left. That's it.
Yes. Yeah, that's the Latin versions, right?
Yeah. But like I said, your right side is dexter. I'd be more worried about that. Given dexter.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, you see what I did there. Yeah.
Nobody watches the show, Dexter. Okay.
I guess nobody caught that.
I watched Rick and Morty. Does that count?
No.
What?
You don't watch Rick and Morty?
I don't.
No, I've not the recent ones. We watched a few episodes, but no, Dexter's an old.
Is that on TV? That's on
Swim.
TV. Oh, see, I don't have.
Yeah, it's one of the.
Good for you on the computer. I don't have a TV either.
It's a cartoon, but it's for adults. It's an adult. They explore a lot of adult themes.
It was originally pitched as a parody of Back to the Future that just got way out of hand.
Ah, okay.
And I'm so glad it did because it's funnier than hell.
Well, maybe I'll check it out because I miss a lot of stuff because I don't have TV, but I don't miss it. You know what I mean? I miss it in the sense that I don't see it, but I don't miss it in the sense that most of it I wouldn't bother.
Yeah, but you can watch any TV. If you know where to go, you can find any TV show on the computer. I don't have had a TV in ages. In fact, my TV is still at Lyrical. She's using it. Well,
I do have Amazon Prime and Netflix. So,
that's all you need.
Eventually. Yeah, and also iTunes. I have iTunes. And a lot of new shows. Freddie, did you? Never mind. He's funny. But anyway, a lot of new shows will let you download the first episode free, which is really convenient because I have on my iTunes, I have a whole bunch of first episodes and no second or third or anything because like what was it, Amish Mafia or something like that? Because you get to check out the first one and then go, oh yeah, now I know why I'm not watching that.
Yeah, because that's what the Amish are going to be using, tactical shotguns.
Oh, there is something called something like the Amish Mafia or something like that. I'd have to look it up. It's like the guys.
There is, but they're not going to be using modern technology.
No. It's like the enforcers of the Amish. I only saw the one episode that was free. Okay.
Rick and Morty,
the Amish Mafia TLC show is them ripping around in a Jeep with a fucking tactical shotguns and rocket launchers and shit.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
It's not the actual Amish Mafia. Like the Amish pastoral enforcers.
Yeah.
It's not them.
Okay.
All right, Drag. I'm going to be taking off here. So
I'm going to be going off air in a second too. Thank you for watching, folks. We're just going to go off air. Steve's going to be having some hangouts tomorrow. If G-Man acts a fucking fool tomorrow, I may go live. But we'll see. I'm going to. Bionic Dance is still sending me messages, so she's kind of interested in this shit now.
Yeah, I'll keep you posted. Keep you posted on that, Drag, tonight, because I want to make sure Kate knows my actual position, obviously. Pickerick!
Oh, sure, not a problem. So, all right, folks, on that note, thank you for watching. Oh, damn. Here we go. All right, y'all have a good night.